Chapter 1631. Even such an expert can be killed? Knight Sorrow was a little stunned. He felt that someone who could raise the space world must be ridiculously strong and shouldn't have died. Among the strong, there will always be someone stronger. Even the current divine demon list is not completely accurate. There are some experts who are not known to the public, but their abilities are heaven-defying. The Great Demon King and the Heavenly Evil King are all people with heaven-defying abilities. These cultivators are not known to ordinary cultivators, Lin Xian'er said. The Great Demon King and the Heavenly Evil King are all cultivators with evil intentions? Datura asked. No, a title is a title. It has nothing to do with good or evil. The Great Demon King was born in the demon world. He doesn't care about good or evil, he only cares about his own heart and likes and dislikes. That's why he has this title. He doesn't have any evil deeds. The Heavenly Evil King is his brother, and both of them have the same temperament, Lin Xian'er said. I have to drink tea and chat with Sister Xian'er more in the future. This is too much of an eye-opener, Datura said. I like to read some letters so I know a little more. In the celestial realm, you can't just look at appearances. For example, the fifth on the celestial demon list is called Emperor Xiao Yao. This title is free and easy, but he is a person who commits all kinds of evil. Lin Xian'er suggested a name. Yi Shan nodded. Lin Xian'er's words made a lot of sense and were also a warning. Going to the evil Punisher land will only be good for you and not bad, but the premise is that you have to be alive. Lin Xian'er nodded to Knight Sorrow. I understand. Thank you, Sister Xian'er. Knight Sorrow nodded. Then Lin Xian'er told Knight Sorrow that in the future, if there was a custom order for refining weapons, he could get Hong Yi to send it to her. Then she left and returned to the attic where she lived. Fatty, I'll leave the matters of the store to you. I know you're good at doing business. As for the shares of the store, you take 20% and Big Sister Xian'er takes 30%, Knight Sorrow said. I really want to shamelessly agree, but I can't. A store manager can only get 10% of the shares. This is the rule, so you can just give me 10%. Fatty Shen shook his head. That's fine too. I won't force you. Go and make the arrangements. Lan Ying, you'll follow Fatty for the next few days. You'll deal with anything that requires Holy Spirit stones. Since it's a partnership, you'll need to make sure the accounts are clear, Knight Sorrow said to Lan Ying. Lan Ying nodded, asking Knight Sorrow to rest assured. Although Hong Yi and Lan Ying weren't Knight Sorrow subordinates, they were willing to help Knight Sorrow do some things. When Hong Yi and Lan Ying first met Knight Sorrow, one was a 1-star king and the other a 2-star king. These years, their original bodies had been cultivating in the time acceleration magic treasure. Their cultivation had also increased in a straight line. One was a 3-star king and the other was a 4-star king. The main reason was that Knight Sorrow had provided them with abundant resources and a high level of cultivation. Knight Sorrow gave Lan Ying a storage ring. Haha, I'll give you the last bit of Holy Spirit stones, Knight Sorrow said with a smile. Knight Sorrow really didn't have any Holy Spirit stones on him after leaving 20 million Holy Spirit stones for his clone in the Heaven Sealing Great Hall and buying the store. Everyone went to work. Only Knight Sorrow and Datura were left. The two of them sat facing each other. After Knight Sorrow greeted Mandela, he went out on the streets. He wanted to find more information about the evil Punisher Gate, and he planned to solve more of it. Also, he knew that someone wanted to assassinate him, so he wanted to see what was going on. After casually walking around the streets, when he was about to reach the Sage Pavilion, Knight Sorrow found the assassin. It was below the Emperor realm. The body was hidden in the dark. The energy surrounding the body was one with the night. It was an immature Emperor realm domain. Knight Sorrow felt that it should be someone from the God Devil Castle. If Yang Tianlai wanted to find an assassin, he wouldn't find one below the Emperor realm. If it was below the Emperor realm, then it would be fine to fight in the blood battle stage. When Knight Sorrow was about to enter the Sage Pavilion, the assassin moved. He didn't care about the rules of the Floating Mist Imperial City and directly attacked. And NB latest P chapter square root previous the rules of the Floating Mist Imperial City were deadly. Whoever didn't follow the rules would be killed immediately. However, the premise was that if one was caught and retreated after a successful attack, then they wouldn't be punished. This was also the reason why Gong Xian Yu and Yang Yu dared to attack Knight Sorrow last time. A black swordlight shot towards Yi Shang. Yi Shang dodged with a flash and grabbed the space splitter spear in his hand. You can't kill me, but it's not too late to retreat. Go to hell. The assassin's body flashed and once again pounced towards Night Sorrow. His body seemed to have merged with the night, like a blurry shadow. When he pounced, he also controlled the momentum of heaven and earth to press down on Night Sorrow. Half-Step Emperor. This assassin was at the Half-Step Emperor realm. Night Sorrow's battle intent protected his body, blocking the pressure of heaven and earth. He brandished the space splitter spear and swung it towards the assassin's sword. Wang. With a muffled sound and a tremor, Night Sorrow and the assassin separated. Night Sorrow only took one step back, while the assassin retreated further. In terms of strength, no one could challenge Night Sorrow at the same level. This assassin naturally couldn't. After retreating a bit, the assassin's sword trembled and countless sword chi flew towards Night Sorrow. Since he couldn't fight Night Sorrow head-on, he had to use a technique. Soul-extinguishing slash. The other party didn't retreat and insisted on killing. Night Sorrow didn't plan on holding back either. Always leave a way out. Night Sorrow held back because the other party didn't cherish it. The crescent blade of the soul-extinguishing slash wasn't affected by the sword chi and directly slashed towards the assassin's spirit sea. After using the soul-extinguishing slash, Night Sorrow brandished his space splitter spear and used the true dragon destruction spell. The black-clothed assassin used a soul defense to block the attack of the soul-extinguishing slash's crescent moon blade. However, this affected his speed, so he was hit head-on by Night Sorrow's converging dragon art. Because they were both from the God Devil Castle, Night Sorrow hadn't attacked at the beginning to give the other party a chance to escape. However, since the other party didn't appreciate his kindness, Night Sorrow didn't hold back. After using the true dragon destructive spell, Night Sorrow quickly stabbed out with his space-splitting spear. With the will of time and space, Night Sorrow's space splitter spear was incomparably fast. It pierced through the void and directly poured into the assassin's head. Then with a tremor, the assassin's spirit sea shattered. After killing the assassin, Night Sorrow withdrew his battle power and stood with his spear. At that moment, the Zhonglan Manor's patrol team appeared. They unsheathed their swords and surrounded the battlefield. Don't move. Surrender, or we'll kill you without mercy, the leader of the patrol team roared. I was defending myself. The other party suddenly attacked me and wanted to kill me, Night Sorrow explained as he put away his space splitter spear. Come with us to the Zhonglan Manor. There are some things that you can't just say what you want. The patrol team leader ordered his men to take down Night Sorrow. Wait a minute. Don't be rough. I'll go with you. Night Sorrow waved his hand and stopped the patrol team. If they wanted to go to the Zhonglan Manor to deal with it, then go. He felt that Jiang Tianheng wouldn't make things difficult for him. As long as he wasn't a fool, he would know what had happened recently. There was no benefit in making things difficult for him. And NB says here's the second update. Thank you for the essential oil. In 3 days, there will be more updates. I've been too sleepy these past few days. Chapter 1632 equals KJ_N. Squinting eyes face equals unsealed. How could such an expert be killed? Night Sorrow was a little stunned. He felt that the person who could raise the spatial world must be ridiculously strong and should not have died. There will always be someone stronger than you. Even the current celestial demon ranking is not completely accurate. There are some experts who are not known to the public, but their abilities are heaven-defying. The Great Demon King and the Heavenly Evil King are all people with heaven-defying abilities. These cultivators are not known to ordinary cultivators, Lin Xian'er said. They are called the Great Demon King and the Heavenly Evil King. Are they all cultivators with evil intentions? Datura asked. No, a title is just a title. It has nothing to do with good or evil. The Great Demon King was born in the devil world. His style does not care about good or evil. He only cares about his own heart and likes and dislikes. That is why he has this title. He has not done any evil deeds. The Heavenly Evil King is his brother. Both of them have the same temperament, Lin Xian'er said. I have to drink tea and chat with Sister Xian, or more in the future. This is too eye-opening, Datura said. I like to read some letters so I know a little more. In the celestial realm, you can't just look at appearances. For example, the The fifth on the celestial demon list is called the Freedom Emperor. This title is very free and easy, but he is a person who commits all kinds of evil. Lin Xian suggested a name. Knight Sorrow nodded. Lin Xian's words made sense and were also very warning. Going to the evil Punisher land will only be good for you. There are no disadvantages, but the premise is that you have to survive. Lin Xian nodded at Knight Sorrow. I understand. Thank you, Sister Xian. Knight Sorrow nodded. Lin Xian then told Knight Sorrow that if there were custom orders for weapons in the future, he could get Hong Yi to send them to her. She then left and returned to the loft where she lived. Fatty, I'll leave the matters of the shop to you. I know you're good at business. As for the profits of the shop, you take 20% and Sister Xian takes 30%, Knight Sorrow said. I really want to shamelessly agree to it, but I can't. The highest a shop manager can get is 10%. This is the rule, so you can just give me 10%. Fatty Shen shook his head. All right, I won't force you. You go and make the arrangements. Lan Ying, you'll follow Fatty for the next few days. You'll deal with anything that requires Holy Spirit stones. Since it's a partnership, you'll need to make sure the accounts are clear, Knight Sorrow said to Lan Ying. Lan Ying nodded and asked Knight Sorrow to rest assured. Although Hong Yi and Lan Ying weren't Knight Sorrow subordinates, they were willing to help Knight Sorrow do things. When Hong Yi and Lan Ying first met Knight Sorrow, one was a 1-star king and the other a 2-star king. These years, their original bodies had been cultivating in the time acceleration magic treasure. Their cultivation had also increased exponentially. One was a 3-star king and the other was a 4-star king. The main reason was that Knight Sorrow had provided them with abundant resources and a high level of cultivation. Knight Sorrow gave Lan Ying a storage ring. Haha, I'll give you the last bit of Holy Spirit stones, Knight Sorrow said with a smile. Knight Sorrow really didn't have any Holy Spirit stones on him after leaving 20 million Holy Spirit stones for his clone in the Heaven Sealing Palace and buying the shop. Cool craftsman. Yong Yirjiu. No need, I'll take a look. Everyone went to work. Only Knight Sorrow and Dachura were left. The two of them sat facing each other. After Knight Sorrow greeted Mandela, he went out into the streets. He wanted to find more information about the evil Punisher Gate. He planned to solve more of it. Also, he knew that someone wanted to assassinate him, so he wanted to see what was going on. They casually walked around the streets. When they were about to reach the Celestial Master Pavilion, Knight Sorrow found the assassin. He was below the Great Emperor realm. He was hiding in the dark. The energy surrounding him merged with the night. It was an immature Great Emperor realm territory. Knight Sorrow felt that it should be someone from the God Devil Castle. If Yang Tianlai wanted to find an assassin, he wouldn't find one below the Emperor realm. If it was someone below the Emperor realm, they could just fight at the blood battle stage. When Knight Sorrow was about to enter the Sage Pavilion, the assassin made his move. He didn't care about the rules of the Ethereal Imperial City and directly attacked. The rules of the Ethereal Imperial City were deadly. Whoever didn't follow the rules would be killed immediately if they were caught. However, the premise was that they were caught. If they retreated after a successful attack, they wouldn't be punished. This was also the reason why Gong Shenyuan Yang Yu dared to attack Yishang last time. A black sword light shot towards Knight Sorrow. Knight Sorrow dodged and grabbed the Space Splitter Spear in his hand. Kill me? You can't do it. It's not too late to retreat. Go to hell. The assassin's body flickered and rushed towards Knight Sorrow again. His body seemed to have merged with the night, like a blurry shadow. When he attacked, he also controlled the momentum of heaven and earth to suppress Knight Sorrow. Half-Step Emperor. This assassin was at the Half-Step Emperor realm. Knight Sorrow's battle intent protected his body and blocked the suppression of heaven and earth. He brandished the Space Splitter Spear and faced the assassin's sword. Bas! With a muffled sound and vibration, Knight Sorrow and the assassin separated. Knight Sorrow only took one step back, while the assassin retreated further. In terms of strength, no one could challenge Knight Sorrow at the same level. Naturally, this assassin couldn't do it either. After retreating a little, the assassin's sword shook and countless sword chi flew towards Knight Sorrow. He couldn't fight Knight Sorrow head-on, so he had to use his skills. Soul Extinguishing Slash. The assassin didn't retreat and insisted on killing. Knight Sorrow didn't plan to hold back either. He always left some leeway. Night Sorrow left some leeway because the assassin didn't cherish it. The crescent moon blade of the soul-extinguishing slash wasn't affected by the sword chi and directly cut towards the assassin's spirit sea. After the soul-extinguishing slash was released, Night Sorrow brandished his space splitter spear and used the true dragon destruction spell. Being attacked by the crescent moon blade of the soul-extinguishing slash, the black-clothed assassin used a soul defense. However, this affected his speed, so he was hit by Night Sorrow's true dragon convergence spell. Night Sorrow didn't kill him at first because he guessed that they were both from the God-Fiend castle. He wanted to give the assassin a chance to retreat. However, the assassin didn't appreciate it, so Night Sorrow didn't hold back. After using the true dragon destruction spell, Night Sorrow quickly stabbed out with his space splitter spear. With the support of the will of time and space, Night Sorrow's space splitter spear was extremely fast. It pierced through the void and directly entered the assassin's head. Then, with a vibration, the assassin's spirit sea shattered. After killing the assassin, Night Sorrow withdrew his battle strength and stood with his spear. At this moment, the patrol team of the Zhonglan Manor appeared. They drew their swords and sabers and surrounded the battlefield. "Don't move. Surrender. Otherwise, we'll kill you without mercy," the leader of the patrol team roared. "I was defending myself. The other party suddenly attacked me and wanted to kill me," Night Sorrow explained as he put away his space splitter spear. "Come with us to the Zhonglan Manor. There are some things that you can't do just because you want to." The patrol team leader ordered his men to take down Night Sorrow. "Wait. Don't be rough. I'll go with you." Night Sorrow waved his hand and stopped the patrol team. If they wanted to go to the Zhonglan Manor to settle it, then go. He felt that Jiang Tianheng wouldn't make things difficult for him. As long as one wasn't a fool, they would know what had happened recently. There was no benefit in making things difficult for him. Search Cool Craftsman on WeChat. Follow the name of the new work, and read the full text. Said. Second update. Chapter 1633. Night Sorrow was escorted to the Azure Water Manor by the patrol captain and the others. There was no one to entertain him. The patrol captain threw Night Sorrow into the punishment hall like a criminal and had someone guard him before he went to report. At this moment, Night Sorrow felt that identity and status were still very important. Only those without status would be brought here. Who could do this in the Primal Chaos domain? Such a thing would not happen in the Primal Chaos domain. After waiting for a moment, a black-clothed man appeared. "Night Sorrow. Isn't this Lord Knight of the Blood Battle stage? I am Commander Tutsong of the Azure Water Manor." The black-clothed man recognized Night Sorrow and reported his identity. "I am Night Sorrow. Today, an assassin wanted to kill me and I was forced to fight back." Night Sorrow said. "This is a misunderstanding. Since someone wants to harm Lord naturally has to fight back. Keep your eyes open in the future." Tutsong roared at the patrol team because there was no need for such a conflict. It might even cause trouble. "Thank you, Lord Tu, for your understanding." Night Sorrow cupped his hands towards Tutsong. "Lord Knight is a friend of our young Mississippi. They don't know each other. Lord Knight, please don't mind today's matter." Tutsong smiled. "I won't mind. It's actually nothing. I haven't seen young Miss Zhongyu for a while." Night Sorrow nodded. Tutsong then brought Night Sorrow out of the punishment hall. Night Sorrow left behind a packet of heart-cleansing tea. "Lord Tu, please give this tea to young Miss Zhong." Night Sorrow was sent off by Tutsong and left the Azure Water Manor. After returning to the Night Moon Manor, Night Sorrow took out the assassin's storage ring. Night Sorrow saw a token with the words Eastern Hao carved on it. He immediately understood that the assassin was from the Eastern Hao region. He should have accepted a mission from the Divine Devil Castle. "What token is this?" Datura looked at Night Sorrow and asked. "Didn't Ghost Monkey say that Gong Yufan was looking for someone to kill me? Maybe he went to the God-Fiend Castle in the Eastern Hao region and issued a mission. Today, an assassin appeared. This token is his." Night Sorrow tossed the Eastern Hao token to Datura. "He really has some tricks up his sleeve." Datura's eyes flashed. Although Night Sorrow was safe and sound, she was a little angry that someone tried to assassinate him. "It's nothing. Let them continue. You should trust in my ability to protect myself, so there's no need to worry," Night Sorrow said with a smile. "I know, I'm just a little angry." Datura handed the token to Night Sorrow. I originally planned to collect some books and notes about the evil punishing land, but I completely forgot about it. Night Sorrow smiled. The next few days were quiet. Night Sorrow also bought a few notes, but the records were not very detailed. It was not as good as what Lin Xian'er explained to him. Aluo, I feel that Sister Xian'er is not simple. The notes are not as detailed as what she told us, Night Sorrow said to Datura when they went out to take a look at the new shop. She's the Imperial Preceptor. We can't see through her cultivation. It's normal that she's not simple. Think about it, not everyone can be Old Song's friend. Moreover, Boss Song is very respectful to her. Every time she sees Sister Xian'er, she will stand up and greet her, Datura said. 9. That's true. After I go to the evil punishing land, I'll leave the shop here to you, Night Sorrow said to Datura. What? I want to go with you. Don't you want me to obtain some luck? Datura said to Night Sorrow. That's fine too. After thinking about it, Night Sorrow nodded. This time, the battle in the evil punishing land would be centered around the City Lord's mansion. It would be difficult, but it shouldn't be too dangerous. Night Sorrow and Datura took a trip back to the Star Moon Lake. The Star Moon City on the Star Moon Lake had already taken shape. Night Sorrow, you're back. I have something to tell you, Qing Emperor said when he saw Night Sorrow. Master, if you have anything to say, just let me know, Night Sorrow said. It's not like that. Master and the other elders have discovered a problem. Our primal chaos realm has opened up a city in the celestial realm. However, if we want to increase our level, we still need to communicate with the outside world. Once we communicate with the outside world, the existence of the Star Moon Lake might be exposed, Qing Emperor said. After hearing Qing Emperor's words, Night Sorrow fell into deep thought. The two principles contradicted each other. You couldn't have your cake and eat it too. Night Sorrow, what if the people who go out have to make an oath? Datura asked. That's forcing. Isn't it bad to force our own people? This isn't what a gentleman would do, Night Sorrow said to Datura. Qing Emperor smiled. This was where he and Night Sorrow were similar. He didn't want to force others and force his own ideas on others. It's true that it's not what a gentleman would do, but it's also not what a villain would do. This is related to the safety of more people in the primal chaos realm. Cultivators roam the Jianghu and may encounter danger at any time. It's possible for them to die or be captured. If they are tortured and interrogated, they have to make an oath. If they reveal the secret of the primal chaos realm, they will die, Datura said. First of all, some people will reject this restriction. Secondly, it's impossible to completely eliminate it. It's easy to leave the Star Moon Lake. You can sneak out without making an oath, Qing Emperor said. That's really not easy to solve. Datura shook his head helplessly. This is a big problem. Fortunately, our teleportation array is strictly guarded. Those who aren't core members and have a good background are not qualified to enter the Star Moon City, Qing Emperor said. It's still because we're not strong enough. If we have the ability to protect the primal chaos realm, we won't have to worry about the secret leaking. Master, let's go with the flow on this matter. I've recognized the teleportation crystal and all the clones. As long as a cultivator with a cultivation level of Heaven Monarch or above teleports, I'll be able to sense it. It's impossible for cultivators at the Emperor level to enter the primal chaos realm. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and made his decision. All right, let's go with the flow. Qing Emperor supported Night Sorrow's view. Also, since we've decided not to restrict it, we should take more defensive measures and activate the defensive array. This way, if there's a large-scale attack, our people will have enough time to retreat, Night Sorrow said. Since we've decided, it's better to let it go. Night Sorrow, let's use the previous mansion as a survival point for the people in the primal chaos realm to communicate with the outside world. I believe that after we move out, no one will pay attention to the previous night mansion. Datura looked at Night Sorrow and said, All right, let's do it this way. Master, come with me to the ethereal Imperial City later. I have a mansion there. Those who want to go out and develop can go there first, Night Sorrow said. Qing Emperor nodded and went to contact the others. Night Sorrow was the region master of the primal chaos realm. The leaders of the other forces, the Heaven Monarchs, were elders. These matters needed to be communicated and discussed. Then Tang Jianfeng, Lord of Heaven Shenhu, the Wu Ling Mountain Master, and Lord of Heaven Yuan Dao all went to the Xingyue City Master's mansion. Then let's go to the ethereal imperial city together. As for the future development, it's up to you. Knight Sorrow said. What he wanted to do was to pave the way. Once the way was done, he didn't care too much about how they would proceed. Chapter 1634. They took the teleportation formation and arrived at the Night Moon Villa. Then, they teleported to the Night Mansion in the Azure Dragon district of the ethereal city. Knight Sorrow brought them to the hall of the mansion and made a pot of tea. Then, he told them about the rules and power structure of the ethereal imperial city. There are so many imperial realm cultivators? The situation is complicated. The royal lord here must be an expert, Tang Jianfeng said. Yes, the ethereal battle emperor is ranked number 1 on the celestial demon list. His cultivation and combat power are absolutely incredible. Knight Sorrow nodded. Everyone, we have to control those who want to go out. Getting into big trouble is always a problem. We don't have the ability to protect ourselves now. Knight Sorrow can fight Emperor Chu. But what if an imperial emperor intervenes? Knight Sorrow will have to ask for help. If he can't, then the Star Moon City will be gone. Datura said. Here are some notes I collected. They describe the situation in the celestial realm. You can take a look. Also, I don't live here. I have another mansion called the Night Moon Villa. You can teleport there from here, but no one is allowed to go to the Night Moon Villa directly. Knight Sorrow said. Don't worry. We have brought you trouble by coming here. We won't expose you. Wu Ling Mountain Master nodded to Knight Sorrow. It's not that I'm exposed. It's just that I have a lot of enemies here. There are 7 mansion masters in the ethereal imperial city. 2 of them want to kill me. If someone finds out that you are related to me, then everyone will be in trouble. I'm not afraid of anything. Knight Sorrow said with a smile. What's going on? You're causing trouble again? Do you have enemies? Tang Jianfeng looked at Knight Sorrow in surprise. City Master Tang, you're wrong. I've never caused trouble. If trouble comes to me, I can't do anything about it. Knight Sorrow said with a smile. My mistake. It's really a mistake. I mean, you're causing trouble again, not you. Haha. Tang Jianfeng said with a smile. That's right. There are a lot of troublesome matters and a lot of enemies. They can't do anything to me, but if they want to deal with other people, there won't be any problem. Knight Sorrow said. He didn't want Tang Jianfeng and the others to be discovered walking around with him, which would cause trouble. After all, he was the center of attention. Yuan Dao, Heavenly Monarch, and the rest nodded. Everyone understood what Knight Sorrow meant. After instructing them to change the mansion's signboard, Knight Sorrow and Datura left the Yi Manor. Tang Jianfeng and the others needed some time to adjust to the new environment. Qing Emperor, City Lord Tang, Lord Shenhu, since we are already here, we have to be careful and not cause trouble for the Dominator. Besides, the Dominator is fighting at the front. We have to know what difficulties he is facing and what we can do to help, Lord Yuan Dao said. That makes sense. The Domain Lord never talks about her difficulties, but we have to know. City Lord Tang, let's go out for a walk. Heaven Lord Shen, who stood up and said, Look, see Zhengyi. Version V Chapter Knight Sorrow and Datura returned to the Night Moon Manor and sat facing each other. Knight Sorrow, the people from the Primal Chaos Realm have decided to come out. It might be troublesome for us. Datura was still worried. It's earlier than I expected. If I can become the Arch, I am confident that I won't be afraid of anyone below the Imperial Emperor realm. However, I can't do it now. However, Aluo, you don't have to worry too much. Master and the others are all experienced. They will take care of things. Knight Sorrow smiled at Datura. Since there was nothing else, Knight Sorrow planned to go to the blood battle stage to find a heaven monarch from the Guanyue Manor to challenge him. However, the God Devil Castle token in his sleeve vibrated. I'm going to the God Devil Castle. They are calling for me. There must be a mission. Knight Sorrow stood up and greeted Datura. He walked around the Night Moon Manor to make sure there was no tail before he went to the God Devil Castle. Knight Sorrow entered the God Devil Castle. Elder Nalan appeared and brought Knight Sorrow into the underground castle. In a private room in the underground castle, Knight Sorrow saw Lung Lai. Both elders are here. What's the mission this time? Yi Shang asked after sitting down. It's not a mission this time. We have something else to tell you. Elder Nalan said. I know that you have been given a mission this time. I even said that it was my decision to give the mission to the God Devil Castle in the Donghao region. Leng Lai looked at Knight Sorrow and said. Knight Sorrow was stunned for a moment. Elder Nalan had said that the God Devil Castle didn't accept missions from their own people. He didn't understand what was going on this time. I have decided to use the assassination attempt on you by the God Devil Castle as a test. Seeing Knight Sorrow in a daze, Leng Lai stated the purpose of the mission. Test. Didn't I go through the test? Knight Sorrow asked. You were very outstanding in the previous assessment. You completed the assessment mission in an extremely short period of time and became a gold mission taker. You might not know this, but Ren Fu's ranks are different in the God Fiend Castle. The initial measurement is the time it takes to pass the assessment. Elder Nalan added with a smile. I see. Then what is the purpose of this test? Knight Sorrow asked. He knew that he knew too little about the God Devil Castle. It is a promotion of your position in the God Devil Castle. If you are willing, I can apply for it for you. After you pass, you will be a law enforcer of the God Devil Castle. Your authority is different from the mission holder. You have the right to know some things and the right to use some resources. Elder Nalan said. Then I will take the liberty to ask. How many ranks are there in the God Devil Castle? Are they all free? Knight Sorrow asked. The God Devil Castle is divided into several ranks. Ran Fu, Law Enforcer, Law Protector, Elder, and Consecrator. They all have the same freedom. The only difference is that those above Law Protector have the duty to protect the honor of the God Devil Castle. Because those above Law Protector are the core of the God Devil Castle. Elder Nalan said. Okay, I will do it. Knight Sorrow nodded. Hee. I have already reported it. Now we are waiting for a reply. Lung Lai said. I thought that the two elders were going to give me some mission. Seeing that there was nothing else, Knight Sorrow took out a tea set and made a pot of tea. You have so many things to do recently. How could we give you a mission? Oh right, you are going to the Evil Punisher land, right? We have prepared some information for you. Take a look. This is the treatment that belongs to law enforcers. We will give it to you first. Lang Lai took out 2 letters and handed them to Knight Sorrow. Thank you, elders. Knight Sorrow said. Hurry up and send it back. Lang Lai reminded Knight Sorrow with a cold face. Knight Sorrow smiled. He knew that Lang Lai was a person with a cold face but a warm heart. If he did not take care of him, the examination and the letters would not have appeared. Then Knight Sorrow will go back first. The 2 elders can drink these 2 jars of wine slowly. Knight Sorrow left the 2 jars of wine behind and then left the God Devil Castle. Half Emperor. There is nothing to say about this little guy's aptitude. His future achievements are limitless. Yuan Ji is really blind. Elder Nalan said with some emotion. Don't you have a friendship with Yuan Ji? Didn't he come to you for this matter? Leng Lai asked. Chapter 1635. Friendship? You dare to talk about friendship with Yuan Ji, but this king doesn't, Elder Nalan said with a smile. Leng Lai smiled. What did this mean? It meant that Yuan Ji wasn't a successful person. Elder Nalan had known him for many years, but still didn't dare to talk about friendship with him. Others didn't know, but Leng Lai knew that Elder Nalan was an important member of Ethereal City's City Lord's mansion. He had known Yuan Ji for countless years. Let's not talk about him. It will be difficult for him to show his face in the future. He tricked Song Ning, and according to Song Ning's personality, as long as he dares to show himself, he will definitely hunt him down, Elder Nalan snorted. Song Ning has a strong personality. He was tricked by him and took away the colored glass sacred bone that originally belonged to Knight Sorrow. This made Song Ning feel guilty towards Knight Sorrow, so this matter won't end so easily. This time, Yuan Ji seems to have left the colored glass sacred bone behind, but in reality, the gains don't make up for the losses, Lang Lai nodded. Oftentimes, the onlooker sees the game more clearly. As the person involved, Yuan Ji was reluctant to part with the colored glass sacred bone, But in reality, he had lost more. After returning to Night Moon Villa, Night Sorrow began to read the handbook. The handbook was more detailed. The information provided by the God Demon Castle was much better than the books bought on the market. Evil Punisher Land had been formed for hundreds of millions of years. There was no way to know how long it had been, but it was the spatial world source that Guizhou Zhu had placed there. Because of its special attributes, and because Guizhou Zhu may have planned this all those years ago, the Evil Execution Land intersected with the Netherworld River, which passed through the middle of the Evil Execution Land. Evil Punisher Land was connected to a dangerous place in the Ethereal Dynasty, forming a spatial passage. Normally, it wasn't open and was completely controlled by Ethereal Battle Emperor. Due to the special circumstances of the spatial world and the influence of the Yellow Spring River, there were some evil spirits inside. These evil spirits were very high level, and there were even Emperor Realm existences. Normally, when a spatial world was born and matured, there wouldn't be any Emperor Realm existences. However, this was not true in Evil Punisher Land. Evil Punisher Land was born because of Emperor Realm experts, and there were Emperor Realm auras in the spatial world. Originally, evil spirits didn't have bodies. They were soul-type creatures. However, there were skeletons floating in the Yellow Springs River. They were occupied by some evil spirits, so they had bodies. The skeletons in the Yellow Springs River were not complete, so the evil spirits used many incomplete skeletons to form their bodies. This ability could only be possessed by evil spirits above the saint level. Low-level evil spirits could not get close to the Yellow Springs River. An evil spirit with a body would have a flame of life. A saint evil spirit with a green flame in its eyes, a king evil spirit with a yellow flame in its eyes, and an overlord evil spirit with a red flame in its eyes. The depth of the flame's color was the manifestation of the evil spirit's level of attainment. The Ethereal Battle Emperor had decided to open the Evil Punisher Gate once every 10 million years. The Evil Punisher Gate was the passage between the Celestial Realm and the Evil Punisher Land. Its purpose was to suppress the evil spirits in the Evil Punisher Land, as well as to accumulate luck and resources. If the Evil Punisher Land was strong, then it would suppress and harm the Celestial Realm. The evil chi would infiltrate and corrode the Celestial Realm, so suppressing the Evil Punisher Land was in accordance with the Celestial Realm's heavenly way. Evil spirits themselves were also resources. Their flames of life were extremely valuable, and after refining them, they could strengthen a cultivator's soul force. There was also a legend that the extremely powerful Guizhou Zhu had left behind a great treasure in the Evil Punisher Land, but no one knew what it was. Translator, Nyoibo Studio Editor. Nyoibo Studio Night Sorrow, Guizhou Zhu is a master. Since he was able to release a world source, it's normal for him to leave something behind in the Evil Punisher Land, Datura said. Night Sorrow returned to read the letter and immediately shared it with him. Yes, but these things can only be chanced upon and not sought. Even if you encounter them, they won't be easy to obtain. Guizhou Zhu exiled the space source and left behind a great treasure for himself. He won't let others get it easily. For us, it's most practical to go in and earn some luck and merit, as well as some resources, Night Sorrow said. Ordinary cultivators fought for the Celestial Realm and obtained luck, while cultivators of the body of merit obtained merit. The heavenly way differentiated between good and evil. Good and evil, and that was merit. Night Sorrow was the merit great sage, and the light of merit in his body was extremely dense. In addition, it was still increasing, and he was moving towards becoming a merit heavenly monarch. Currently, Night Sorrow hadn't done anything with merit, but the peace and stability of the 9 domains world, the reincarnation world, the black-yellow great world, and the Shinwu great world were all thanks to him. It could be said that hundreds of millions of creatures enjoyed the stable life brought by Night Sorrow. They were deeply grateful, so Night Sorrow could continue to obtain merit power. I understand. I have to say that the Celestial Realm is rich in resources. It's very difficult for us to obtain treasures that can strengthen our souls and assist in the cultivation of soul power in the chaotic realm, but it's easier in the Celestial Realm. For example, the soul cultivation liquid is extremely difficult to obtain. The soul cultivation liquid I can use is because you brought it to me. The fire of life of this evil spirit has the same effect as the soul cultivation liquid, Datura said. Night Sorrow nodded, but he also understood that the prerequisite for obtaining resources was strength. Without strength, resources couldn't be obtained. Instead, one would lose one's life. How's your time and space attribute cultivation? Haven't you had the opportunity to become a heavenly monarch yet? Datura asked. Not yet, but I have some strange feeling. I feel that as long as I become a heavenly monarch of time and space, I might be able to directly comprehend the momentum of time and space, Night Sorrow said. Directly comprehend? Datura looked at Night Sorrow with some surprise. Yes, perhaps it's because of my special bloodline talent. I have 7 bloodline talent energy points in my body. The first one releases laws, and the other releases willpower. The 7th bloodline talent energy point that I haven't been able to activate for a long time contains the momentum of time and space, Night Sorrow said. That's amazing. Your Yi family's bloodline talent is really amazing. Unfortunately, the children's bloodline talent isn't as strong as yours. Datura shook his head. What do you mean by your Yi family? It's our Yi family. In fact, they have already surpassed the ancestors of the Yi family. In the past, the strongest bloodline talent was Great Ancestor Yi Tian, who had 6 bloodline talent energy points. Qing Yan and Yu Jun's 6 bloodline talent energy points were comparable to Great Ancestors. Xiaolei and Little Luo both had 6.5. The 7th one isn't obvious, but it still has potential, Night Sorrow said with a smile. While chatting, Night Sorrow also made a decision. His clone would stay in the ethereal dynasty while his original body would go out. He needed an opportunity to break through now. Once his time and space attribute improved, his life-saving ability would increase greatly. In addition, the time and space attribute's improvement speed and ability to assist in battle would also increase greatly. The ethereal City Lord's mansion had already started preparing to enter the evil Punisher land. In the City Lord's mansion, Song Ning's residence, Lin Xianer and Song Ning were drinking tea. Miss, the people from Zhao Hua dynasty want to enter the evil Punisher land with us. What's your decision? Song Ning asked. Why are you in such a hurry? They won't let them in. Also, this time, Night Sorrow will enter with us. You have to be careful, Lin Xianer said. Chapter 1636. Why don't we just reject them? Song Ning asked. There's nothing wrong with that. What can they do if we don't share the loot with them? Lin Xianer snorted. Sure, young miss is domineering. Song Ning said with a smile. This king doesn't know what the evil punishing land contains. You should know that Gue Zhu became famous much earlier than us on the celestial and demon list. The great demon king was able to kill him because he was stronger than Gue Zhu, but no one dares to underestimate Gue Zhu when it comes to scheming, Song Ning said. I understand. Song Ning nodded. It's good that you understand. Cultivators can't be afraid, but it's always right to be cautious. Lin Xian reminded Song Ning. This time, the City Lord's mansion is in charge and we're also recruiting some loose cultivators. Young miss, what do you think about the selection of loose cultivators? What if there are loose cultivators from other forces who want to enter? Song Ning asked. That's how it is, but isn't the selection still up to us? If we let loose cultivators enter, the ethereal dynasty won't accuse us of not giving others a chance. Although we're not afraid, we should avoid it as much as possible. Lin Xianer said. In the divine demon castle of Donghao City, a young man came. The young man carried a long sword on his back and had an extremely sharp aura. He was the sword, as if he wanted to pierce through the sky. After he arrived, Elder Qiu appeared. Elder Qiu brought him into the underground castle. Protector Donghao, why are you here? Elder Qiu asked after entering the underground castle. I'm here to ask about something. The young man sat down and said. He was the young lord of Donghao Mountain, Donghao Jue. He was the protector of the divine demon castle. Yes, Protector Donghao, tell me what it is. Elder Qiu said. My younger brother died in battle. After his clone fell many years ago, he didn't cultivate another clone. This time it was his original body that died. I asked someone to divine that he was last seen in the divine demon castle. This means that he died while carrying out a mission for the divine demon castle. I want to know the details of this mission, Donghao Jue said. That's right. He died while carrying out a mission for the divine demon castle. However, this mission is a little special, so I can't tell you. Cultivators usually had a soul crystal. After death, the soul crystal would dim, so their family and friends would know. What mission is it that a protector like me can't know? Dong Haojue looked at Elder Chiu with sparkling eyes. Because it involves the internal affairs of the God-Fiend Castle, I can't tell you, said Elder Chiu. In that case, can I assume that he was tricked to death? Dong Haojue's expression was very ugly. Protector Dong Hao, be careful with your words. You're a protector, so you should know the rules of our Divine Devil Castle. You're free to accept missions, and you can refuse them. We're not forcing you. Elder Chiu was a bit dissatisfied because Dong Haojue's words were equivalent to questioning the Divine Devil Castle. Then let me ask, under what circumstances can I learn the details of this mission? Dong Haojue changed the topic. Elder, you are qualified to know the details of the mission, but so what? You can't leak the news, Elder Chiu said. I didn't want to leak it. I'll take care of him myself. Dong Haojue's voice was filled with killing intent. Then let's wait until Protector Dong Haojue becomes an elder first. Elder Chiu didn't want to say anything else because this topic couldn't be continued. Dong Haojue left, and Elder Chiu cursed inwardly. He was cursing Lang Lai because the mission Lang Lai gave her was very deceptive. It was equivalent to offending Dong Haojue. Dong Haojue was very angry. The one who died was his younger brother, so he had to take revenge. However, he also knew that he couldn't use force to get clues. He knew how powerful the Divine Devil Castle was, or rather, the Dong Hao Mountain could flatten a Divine Devil Castle. But what about the consequences? The Dong Hao Mountain was destroyed, and the Divine Devil Castle had a precedent of killing an imperial emperor. On Night Sorrow's day, he received another notification from the Divine Devil Castle. Then, he arrived at the Divine Devil Castle. Night Sorrow, give me the token. I'll change it for you. Lang Lai looked at Night Sorrow and said. Then, Lang Lai changed Night Sorrow's token into a law enforcement token. Lang Lai also told Night Sorrow about the authority of the law enforcement token. The law enforcement token could use some information about the Divine Devil Castle. Of course, it was confidential, so he wasn't qualified to know. This was enough for Night Sorrow. What he lacked now was understanding the celestial realm. Elder Chiu came the day before yesterday. The one you killed last time was one of the young lords of the Dong Hao Mountain. There's a protector of the Divine Devil Castle in the Dong Hao Mountain. He's eyeing this matter. Lang Lai said. Damn. This is troublesome again. Night Sorrow was stunned. It hasn't been exposed yet. Even the protector doesn't have the authority to check the details of the mission. The one in the Dong Hao Mountain still doesn't know that one of their people died in your hands. Lang Lai smiled and said. He could see that Night Sorrow was shocked, but not afraid. In other words, there won't be any trouble for the time being. That's good. Night Sorrow relaxed. It hasn't been exposed yet, but once the protector of the Dong Hao Mountain passes the elder test. Well, you know. Lang Lai coughed. What's the strength required to pass the elder test? Night Sorrow asked. 4-star emperors can participate in the test. If they're strong enough, they can pass. Lang Lai said. That means the protector of the Dong Hao Mountain is currently a beginner-level emperor. Then it's fine. I still have time. Night Sorrow smiled. 5 plus square root O. It's good that you're confident. I'm the one who caused this. When the time comes, I'll see how to deal with it. Of course, it's best if you're strong enough. With strength, who would dare to find trouble with you? Lang Lai nodded. He admired Night Sorrow's attitude. This is the letter about the evil punishing land. Junior has read it. Thank you for your help, Elder Lung. Night Sorrow took out the letter about the evil punishing land and returned it to Elder Lang Lai. You know what you need to know. Also, the people of the Zhaohua dynasty have arrived at the ethereal city. They might be here for the evil punishing land. Be careful when you enter. Let me tell you something. For others, entering the evil punishing land is an adventure to gain luck. However, it's not the same for you. A virtuous body will be rejected because it's an evil place. In short, you have to be careful. The spatial world left behind by Gue Zhu is definitely not that simple. According to the records, Gue Zhu might have left a great treasure in the evil punishing land. Lang Lai reminded Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow will remember. Night Sorrow nodded to Lang Lai. After leaving the Divine Devil Castle, Night Sorrow smiled. For the first time, He felt that the virtuous body was a burden and had negative effects. In addition, even after Gue Zhu was killed by the great demon king, he still had such influence, which made Yi Shang admire him greatly. No one could be certain whether Gue Zhu had truly fallen or not, and no one dared to speculate about the arrangements of a heaven-defying character. Chapter 1637. Everyone had their own way of survival, and also their own way of protecting themselves. Knight Sorrow had arranged for the 9 domains world to be impregnable. As long as one's cultivation was higher than his, they wouldn't be able to enter. This was his way of protecting himself. As for what Gue Zhu had left behind, it was unknown. Knight Sorrow took a walk around the Heavenly Master Pavilion. It was currently under Lu Yun's care. Knight Sorrow put away the high-grade pills. There was no one guarding it, so it wasn't safe. He planned to clean it up and not do business here in the future. It was just a choice between selling it or giving it to Qing Emperor and the others. After thinking for a while, Knight Sorrow felt that it was a good idea to open a tea house. This way, he could gather some information. Right now, what the primal chaos realm needed the most was information. Then, Knight Sorrow arranged for Lin Mu to move to a new shop. The Heavenly Master Pavilion was renamed the Tea House, and Lu Yun was the shopkeeper. Knight Sorrow brought Lu Yun to Night Moon Villa and introduced Qing Emperor and the others to Lu Yun. Master, City Lord Tang, the tea house is filled with people from all walks of life. You can come and sit in the tea house more often, Knight Sorrow said. After handing over Knight Sorrow returned to Night Moon Villa. When Knight Sorrow returned, Lin Xian, Song Ning, and Datura were drinking tea and chatting. Where did you go for a run? Song Ning asked. I plan on going to Evil Punisher with the people from the City Lord's mansion. If I don't understand the situation, I'll be in the dark when the time comes. Yi Shang sat down and poured himself a cup of tea. Opportunities are given to those who are prepared. I believe you'll have a great harvest if you go, Lin Xian nodded at Knight Sorrow in appreciation. After chatting for a while, Lin Xian and Song Ning left. They planned to go out for a walk. Knight Sorrow and Datura talked about the results of the Heavenly Master Pavilion. Just be careful not to expose your relationship with him. Otherwise, it'll be easy for problems to arise. Your weakness is the people around you. If the opponent uses the people around you to make an issue out of it, you won't be able to deal with it, Datura said. Let's remind them later. Knight Sorrow nodded. He was also worried about this. Lin Xian and Song Ning arrived at a tea house. Miss, I met with the people from the Radiant Dynasty yesterday and rejected them. However, they insisted on meeting you. They didn't seem to care, Song Ning said. Go and call them to the City Lord's mansion. I don't believe you, so I won't let them in. What can they do? Lin Xian's face turned cold. Lin Xian returned to the City Lord's mansion while Song Ning went to the VIP house. The people of the Zhao Dynasty stayed in the Misty Dynasty's VIP house. During the reception, the elders of the City Lord Mansion had already arrived. Many people from the Zhao Dynasty had also come. The leaders were the young Emperor Zhao Yang and the great elder Zhao Muyu. The Zhao Yang dynasty is very arrogant now, huh? Which one of them insisted on meeting me? Seeing the people from the Zhao dynasty, Lin Xian's eyes behind the veil flickered. I'm Zhao Muyu. The great elder of the Zhao dynasty stood out and cupped his fists. Who do you think you are? Can't the #1 city lord under my command receive you? Lin Xian stood up and waved her arm. Zhao Muyu was sent flying while vomiting blood. You're called Zhao Muyu, right? I'll let you live today. However, if you dare to step into my Misty Dynasty again, I'll kill you. Lin Xian sat down. She sent Zhao Muyu flying out of the City Lord's mansion's main hall. Lin Xian expressed her attitude and stance. The Misty Dynasty wasn't a place where anyone could strut around. Zhao Muyu wanted to meet her, but he didn't consider his own status. The difference between their statuses was too great. They weren't on the same level. Battle Emperor, please calm down. Zhao Yang has something to say. The young emperor of the Zhao dynasty stood out. What else? Speak. Lin Xian looked at Zhao Yang and said, no one can question Battle Emperor's decision. Since Battle Emperor has decided that the Zhao dynasty can't participate, then the Zhao dynasty won't participate. However, Junior heard that Battle Emperor is recruiting rogue cultivators and wants to give them a chance. Junior Zhao Yang wants to join. Zhao Yang bowed and said. Zhao Yang and Zhao Muyu came here to discuss with the Misty Dynasty about joining the ranks of the evil punishers. Since Zhang Ning refused, they wanted to meet Lin Xianer and have a good talk. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. However, no one could withstand Lin Xianer's fury. So what if Zhao Muyu was an emperor lord? He was sent flying with one move. Lin Xianer didn't have any killing intent. If she did, then Zhao Muyu would be dead. Zhang Ning is in charge of recruiting rogue cultivators. I don't care. Go back and tell Zhao Shang that there are many forces that sent spies to the Misty Dynasty. However, after I made the announcement, the first to join was your Zhao Hua Dynasty. What? Are you trying to show off how efficient your spies are? Hurry up and take them back. Otherwise, you'll have to bear the consequences. Also, don't put on airs in front of me in the future. I hate people who put on airs. Lin Xianer stood up from the city lord's chair and left. Zhao Yang's expression was very ugly. Lin Xianer really didn't give him face. It was like a slap to his face. This matter is really not handled well. Zhang Ning shook his head. He naturally knew that Lin Xianer was very unhappy. Zhao Yang will report this matter to my father. Also, Zhao Yang wants to go in and train. Even if it's just me, I hope that Zhang Ning will agree. Zhao Yang bowed to Zhang Ning. Zhang Ning nodded. Since we said that we're recruiting rogue cultivators, then we won't miss you. You can report to Zhang Ning residence later. After Zhao Yang expressed his gratitude, he left the city lord's residence with his men. Zhao Muyu had been standing outside the city lord's residence. He didn't dare to move. Leaving directly would be disrespectful to the Misty Battle Emperor. He didn't have the courage to go in again. After the people from the Zhao Hua dynasty left, Zhang Ning went to his courtyard in the city lord's residence. At this moment, Lin Xianer was there. Miss, I still want to reject that guy. They obviously have ulterior motives. Zhang Ning said. She wanted to reject just now, but she received a message from the Misty Battle Emperor. It's not appropriate to reject. That way, the Zhao Hua dynasty will definitely spread the news that the Misty dynasty doesn't do what we say. So what if we let him in? What can he do? It's good that he has ulterior motives. That means that the Zhao Hua dynasty knows something. If he wants to play tricks, then bring it on. Lin Xianer snorted coldly. Then, shouldn't I go and clean up the spies? Zhang Ning asked. There's no need. There are many spies in the Misty dynasty. We can't clean them all up. Let them do what they want. We're not afraid. Lin Xianer shook her head. Zhang Ning didn't say anything else. In the celestial realm, there were often conflicts between forces. However, the Misty dynasty was very stable. No one dared to attack because Lin Xianer was in charge. Therefore, it didn't matter if there were spies. Also, pay more attention to Night Sorrow. His native people have come to the Misty dynasty. If anyone dares to scheme against him, he will have a weakness. Lin Xianer said. I understand. I will do it well. Zhang Ning was stunned for a moment. Chapter 1638. Zhang Ning left the city lord's mansion and Lin Xian also returned to the Yeyue villa after walking around. She didn't want to reveal her identity and cause Yi Shang to have some unnecessary misunderstandings, rejection or suspicion. She planned to let Guan Yue mansion off for a while. Night Sorrow didn't issue a challenge and stayed in the mansion to cultivate the true dragon destruction technique. It was hard to find control skills in battle, and Night Sorrow's true dragon destruction technique had this ability. While Night Sorrow was cultivating, the new shop opened. Zhang Ning suggested to call it Imperial Master Pavilion because it was true to its name. With Lin Xian in charge, who would dare to say that the Imperial Master Pavilion didn't live up to its name? Night Sorrow went to the opening ceremony once and didn't ask about it again. With Lan Ning in charge, he didn't have to worry. Fatty Shen was in charge of the business. Lin Xian and Datura interacted more. The two of them often chatted and sometimes walked on the streets together. Watching Night Sorrow cultivate, Lin Xian would sometimes give him a few pointers. Lan Ning would send custom orders back to the Imperial Master Pavilion. Night Sorrow also took out some of the materials that he didn't need to barter at the Imperial Master Pavilion, such as the Torch Dragon's Corpse, Heavenly Petal, and Life Spirit Pill. Night Sorrow had collected a lot of rare resources over the years. The price of the Limitless Longevity Pill was very high and he sold a few sets. Big Sister Xian, aren't the cultivators of the Heaven Realm generally of high aptitude? Why do they still need the Limitless Longevity Pill to extend their lives? Yi Shang asked Lin Xianer in astonishment after hearing Lan Yi's report. You're a little silly. It's true that the cultivators of the Celestial Realm are very talented, but that's only a part of it. It's true that the descendants of the emperors are very talented, but how many emperors are there? There are a lot of ordinary people, so the demand for the Limitless Longevity Pill is still very high, Lin Xianer said. That's true. I thought too much about the problem. There are high and low cultivators everywhere. Night Sorrow nodded. Don't think that the Celestial Realm is so scary. It's actually just an advantage of the environment and the accumulation of time. Time is a very scary thing, and the experts of the Celestial Realm are mostly the result of the accumulation of time. If we were to compare the achievements of those within 200 years of age, your slap would be able to kill a large number of them, including the current Celestial Emperors and Celestial Emperors, Lin Xianer said with a smile. Sister Xian, you're joking, Night Sorrow said with a smile. I'm not joking at all, this is the truth. Lin Xianer shook her head. I'll have to consult Sister Xian more in the future, Night Sorrow said. Sure, I'm not good at alchemy, but I'm good at artifact forging and array Dao. In terms of cultivation, I also have some insights in other fields. If you want, I can tell you, Lin Xianer nodded. Night Sorrow's advice has nothing to do with Sister Xianer's sect, right? Datura asked. Sect. I don't have a sect, and the family I was born in has also declined. In fact, what I've learned and mastered is all obtained through some opportunities. No one can control who I want to teach and who I want to teach. Lin Xianer looked up at the sky with a rueful expression. Mentioning her family was also a hidden pain in her heart. Back then, her achievements were not high, so she was unable to help her family too much. Her parents and relatives had all fallen in the long river of time. When she had the ability to take care of and support a family, her family was no longer the family she cared about. It's said that time can erase everything, but in reality, it's not the case. Sometimes, longing will become more and more intense with time. Night Sorrow, what's the situation with your family? Lin Xianer sighed and asked. My family has only developed for a short time. Great ancestor, grandfather, and my parents are all alive. I have a younger sister and 4 children. These are the motivation for my hard work, Night Sorrow said. I envy you. Lin Xianer looked at Night Sorrow and nodded. If Sister Xian doesn't mind, I'll introduce you to my family when we have time, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Sure. Lin Xianer smiled and nodded. Luo, we'll be going to the evil punishing land soon. We can bring our family over for a few days to gather. As for safety, I don't think it's a big problem. The mansion is protected by the War Emperor, so Yang Tianlai and Gong Yufan won't dare to attack. When we go out on the streets, we'll protect them. No one will dare to break the rules of the city, Night Sorrow said after thinking for a while. Sure, before we go to the evil punishing land, we'll send them back. So what if the divination master divines it? They can't enter our world anyway. Datura nodded. She also felt that it was appropriate. I don't have much to do recently. Leave the responsibility of protection to me. I'll be the guard, Lin Xianer said. Thank you, Sister Xian. Night Sorrow stood up and cupped his hands. Sister Xian is going to protect people too? Song Ning came. Although he had a smile on his face, he was shocked. No one would believe that the War Emperor was going to be a guard. Datura took the teleportation portal and left, returning to the city in the sky to pick up the people. Night Sorrow, Luo is going back to pick up the people. It's faster to take the teleportation portal. Aren't you going to arrange a banquet? Song Ning looked at Night Sorrow and asked. There's no need for that. We don't need servants for our banquet. We'll do it ourselves. That way it'll feel good, Night Sorrow said. Lin Xianer and Song Ning looked at each other. Soon, under the lead of Datura, the Yi family arrived. Papa Gu also came. Papa, Night Sorrow helped Papa Goo to the side and sat down. You little brat, do you think I'm weak? I'm still a saint, okay? Papa Goo patted Night Sorrow's shoulder. Night Sorrow, is this Uncle Yi? Song Ning asked. No, let me introduce everyone. Night Sorrow introduced his parents, wife, and Yi Wuyo to Song Ning and Lin Xian. You guys, this is Old Song. You can call her Aunt Song Ning. This is Aunt Xian Night Sorrow said to his 4 children. Yi Qingyan, Yi Yujun, Yi Xiaolei, and Yi Xiaoluo all bowed. This is my papa, Night Sorrow said as he held Papa Goo's shoulder. How many times have I told you? After you return to the Yi family, you can call me Godfather. Papa Goo glared at Night Sorrow. Dad, my father won't mind. Without you, Yi Shang wouldn't be where he is today. He might have died before he could walk or talk. You've raised me for more than 10 years. In my heart, you're no different than a father, Yi Shang said. Night Sorrow, you've done well. Your mother and I gave birth to you, but Papa Goo raised you. This kindness is greater than the heavens. We can't forget it, Yi Wuyo said. You guys. I really can't win against you guys. Papa Goo shook his head helplessly. Then let's chat. Ah Luo, let's go to the kitchen and prepare for the banquet, Aoi said to Datura. Forever X Geomia / FEP. Look small. Chapter 1639. Father, mother, father, shall I show you around? Night Sorrow asked. Take a walk. I'll sit here and have a cup of tea. Father Goo nodded at Night Sorrow. He wanted to give Night Sorrow and his parents some space. That's fine. Qing Yan, take your brother and sister around the villa. Remember the time. Don't let them wait for you to eat, Night Sorrow said and took his parents to look around the villa with the night moon. Father Goo, are you Night Sorrow's adoptive father? Song Ning asked Father Goo. Yes. Night Sorrow's life is not easy. Please help and take care of him in the future. Father Goo nodded at Song Ning. Father Goo, you don't have to worry about this. We won't let him be bullied. Tell us about Night Sorrow's past. Song Ning said with a smile. Yes. I believe you don't know this either. Night Sorrow doesn't like to talk about his difficulties and hardships. This is his personality. Father Goo nodded and told them about the days when he and Night Sorrow depended on each other. He also told them about Night Sorrow's past when he went out to learn martial arts. Medicine Valley didn't even have a supremacy back then? Lin Xianer was shocked. Yes. Now, Medicine Valley has many supremacies, saints, and holy kings. However, they all came later. Our world is relatively young. At that time, Night Sorrow was facing all kinds of dangers. He was the first holy king in our world, the first king in history, and the first heavenly monarch, Father Goo nodded. He started as a hunter child. In such a low-level world, he used 200 years to cultivate to half a step away from becoming an emperor. It's really too difficult, Lin Xianer sighed. K equals original and version, first 0 inches the celestial realm. Cultivators also had to cultivate step by step, but the starting point was high. At the very least, there was no lack of inheritance and there were things to learn. On the other hand, Night Sorrow might not be able to learn even if he wanted to in the 9 domains world. This was the difference. At that time, he didn't have a foundation and was burdened with the responsibility of taking revenge for his family. He fought a few dynasties alone. Of course, those dynasties were nothing in your eyes, but to us, during that period, any of his opponents was a huge force, but he never retreated. You don't know, and you don't have experience, but he has been a legend all this time. Papa Goo turned his head and wiped the corners of his eyes because he felt sorry for Night Sorrow. Father, don't you think things are going well now? Night Sorrow has established himself in the celestial realm and in the ethereal empire. It won't be long before he becomes an emperor realm cultivator, Lin Xianer said as she poured a cup of tea for Papa Goo. Yes, that's natural. I was once a person with a shattered dantian, a person who didn't have much lifespan left. If he can make me into a saint, there won't be any problems for him, Papa Goo nodded. He had incomparable confidence in Night Sorrow. A talent, an outstanding person, will shine no matter where he is. He has incomparable tenacity and an unyielding spirit. This is the fundamental reason why Night Sorrow was able to defeat Yuan Ji and make Gong Yufan and Yang Tianlai suffer losses. Too much time has made many people lose their fighting spirit, Lin Xianer said. Sister Xianer, what do you think Night Sorrow is pursuing? Song Ning looked at Lin Xianer and asked. It's just 2 words. After hearing Papa Gu's words, I think that his main goal is to protect. He wants to protect the pure land of his hometown and give his family and friends stability. This seems simple, but it requires a fearless heart, Lin Xianer said with a sigh. I'm sorry. It's a little naggy. Night Sorrow is the pride of our hearts, so it's a little too much to talk about, Papa Gu said with a smile. Papa Gu, what are you saying? As friends, we have to understand Night Sorrow a little more. Papa Gu, what are your dreams? Lin Xianer asked after pouring another cup of tea for Papa Gu. It's nothing much. In the past, I wanted Night Sorrow to marry a few more wives and have a lot of children. Now, let's not talk about wives, he already has a few. As for children, I don't have much of a future in this life, and my cultivation aptitude is limited. I just want to help Night Sorrow take care of a few more children. I've taken care of those 4 little guys before. When they were young, they ran behind me every day, just like Night Sorrow. They are very sensible and obedient, Papa Gu said with a smile. He was very satisfied with everything he had now. The children are very obedient. You can see that. Father, as the first person to create this era, they are all young region masters, but they don't have any arrogance, Lin Xianer nodded. Night Sorrow doesn't ask for anything from them. In fact, he doesn't even ask for them to achieve anything. He just wants them to live happily. They know what to do. Young region master? They use code names when they travel outside and never say that they are from the Night Clan, Papa Gu said with a smile. What are you talking about? You look so happy. Night Sorrow came back after accompanying his parents for a round. I heard Papa Gu talk about your past. After hearing it, I felt quite emotional. Originally, I thought that my life was exciting enough, but compared to your less than 200 years of life, it's too far away. It's not colorful enough, but you're a legend step by step. Song Ning looked at Night Sorrow from head to toe. She felt that she needed to re-evaluate Night Sorrow. What are you talking about? In the Ethereal Empire, everyone gives me a thumbs up when they mentioned Song Ning. Night Sorrow pulled out chairs for his parents and let them sit down. It's different. Completely different. By the way, what's your dream? Song Ning asked. I don't have any big dreams. After coming out of our domain, I just want to break the shackles of our world that can't produce an emperor and pave the way for those who come after me. After doing all this and bringing stability to my hometown, it's time for me to work hard on my cultivation, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Dominating the world? Lin Xianer asked. No, I've never thought of that. Working hard on my cultivation is for me to become stronger. Only with strength can I protect everything around me. From my personal point of view, I want to see how far I can go. Rather than fighting with others, it's better to fight with the heavens, Night Sorrow said after thinking for a while. Fight with the heavens? How domineering. I have to say I'm impressed. Lin Xianer slapped the table with her jade-like hand. She felt that Night Sorrow was very similar to her. He didn't take the initiative to fight with others and did everything for himself. Let's not talk about this anymore. I'll let you guys have a taste of our hometown's good wine later. Song Ning, do me a favor and call Brother Wufeng over too. Night Sorrow said to Song Ning. Song Ning nodded. Her impression of Night Sorrow in her heart rose to another level because he valued friendship and didn't forget about his brothers. Father, this place is very similar to our city in the sky. However, it's bigger than our city in the sky. Father, you've spent all your savings, right? Don't worry, when I'm strong enough, I'll work hard to earn more Saint Spirit stones and build the best residence for you, Yi Qingyan said as she came to Night Sorrow's side and massaged his shoulders. Chapter 1640. #original, S, #original, S. I'm just worried about my father. Yi Qingyan said as she massaged Night Sorrow's shoulders. Your father has a strong family background. Night Moon Villa was like a robber. He and your aunt Song Ning cheated others and won. They didn't even use a single Holy Spirit stone, Lin Xianer said. Father is amazing. Yi Xiaoluo poured a cup of tea for Night Sorrow. Father, all of us are your wives. Have you been up to no good again recently? Yi Xiaolei asked. You bastard girl, You dare to say anything? I'll tell your mother later and see how she'll deal with you. Night Sorrow picked up the fruit on the table and threw it at Yi Xiaolei. Aya! Father, I won't do it again. Please don't tell mother. Yi Xiaolei caught the fruit and put it back on the plate. You bastard girl, don't talk nonsense. Apologize to your Aunt Xian heir. Night Sorrow nodded at Yi Xiaolei. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make father happy. I've offended Aunt Xian heir. Yi Xiaolei bowed to Lin Xian heir. It's nothing. It feels good to see you all like this. You're Xiaolei. Aren't you afraid of father? Lin Xian heir's face flushed red. She immediately changed the topic. I'm afraid of father. I'm only afraid of mother and the other aunts. I'm not afraid of father. He doesn't scold or hit people. Yi Xiaolei ran to Night Sorrow's side and pulled on Night Sorrow's arm. Father, don't you think so? You four are very sensible. I don't care much for you. I can't bear to scold you. However, you must be strict with yourself. Don't disappoint your family. Night Sorrow said as he patted his daughter's shoulder. Continue to spoil them. They've all been spoiled by you. Yonglei and the others brought the dishes over. How is she spoiled? Ninth senior sister. You guys are so strict with the child. If I scold him a few more times, he won't be able to survive, Night Sorrow said with a smile. There's no harm in being strict. You'll achieve more if you work harder, Sikong Chuyu said as he put down the dishes. I don't care about that, as long as they can cultivate to the level of King and Wuyo. Strength? If they all have the strength, then what do they need me as their father for? As long as I'm here as a father, I'll be able to hold up the sky. It's enough for them to live happily, Night Sorrow said. Thank you, father. We'll work hard. Yi Qingyan and the others bowed to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow smiled. That's a bit harsh. Everyone, take a seat. Datura said. The children are sensible because they have role models. Role models are more effective than persuasion. Song Ning and Wufing arrived. Night Sorrow introduced Wufing to everyone. Although Wufing was a monarch, he still referred to them as uncle and aunt. The wine was from the Nine-Domain world, and the dishes were from the Nine-Domain world. After Night Sorrow toasted his parents, he poured wine for Yonglei and Sikong Chuyu. I was a bit loud just now. I'll pour wine for you guys as an apology. It's fine. You're right. When it comes to educating children, we're teaching by word of mouth. You're teaching by example. Sikong Chuyu shook her head. She understood Night Sorrow and Night Sorrow. Aunt Xian Aunt Song Ning, do you see that? My father is afraid of his wife. Yi Qingyan smiled at Lin Xian'er and Song Ning. That's what you don't understand. Your father loves his wife dearly. When you find a husband in the future, you have to find someone like your father. Remember that. Song Ning said with a smile. Then it's over. I'm afraid my father will have to support me for the rest of my life. In my eyes, no man in the world can compare to my father. Yi Qingyan said. Ahem. That's a bit of a blow. Wufeng coughed. Ah. I'll pour wine for uncle as an apology. Yi Qingyan poured a cup of wine for Wufeng. Wu Feng left but Song Ning did not. He ran over to Lin Xian'er's loft to stay, mainly because he wanted to chat with Lin Xian'er. I always thought I understood him, but in reality, I didn't. Today, I saw another side of him and I was shocked. Song Ning said. That's right. In the past, I saw an excellent cultivator with high quality. Today, I see a filial son, a modest husband, and a loving father, Song Ning said. That's right, Master Tsong. You can see the success of a person by looking at a leopard through a tube, Lin Xian'er said. After stopping his cultivation, Night Sorrow accompanied his family every day. They traveled around in the beast carriage. Because there were so many people, Song Ning got 2 more beast carriages. Lin Xian'er also traveled around Ethereal City with the Yi family. Gong Yufan received the news. And so did Yang Tianlai. They were very excited because they felt that they had found Night Sorrow's weakness. After spending a few days with his family, Night Sorrow sent them all to the transportation array. Father, don't stay anywhere. Go back to the primal chaos realm and don't leave Sky City for a while. Night Sorrow said to Yi Wuyo. I understand. Don't worry. There's no problem at home. Yi Wuyo nodded. After Night's sorrow calmed down, he waited for the news of entering evil Punisher Land. After knowing that Night Moon Villa had calmed down, Gong Yufan and Yang Tianlai found a fortune-teller. However, they didn't wait for the fortune-telling. An order came from the city lord residence. It was an imperial edict from the ethereal battle empress. She didn't care about the fight between the two of them and Night Sorrow, but she didn't allow the 7th prefecture master to have any ideas about other people's family. Father, why would the battle empress give such an order? Yang Yu was very puzzled. What's so strange about it? It should be because of that bitch Tsong Ning. She's in the same boat as Night Sorrow now, so it's normal for Night Sorrow to ask for an imperial edict. Yang Tianlai cursed. However, he didn't dare to go against an imperial edict. What surprised Night Sorrow was that Luo Fei had visited him twice. Before the Yi family left, he had prepared a generous gift and paid a visit with a very polite attitude. After the Yi family left, he also visited Night Sorrow once. He didn't have any business and just wanted to drink tea with Night Sorrow. Sister Xian this Origin Luo Dao is really powerful. Song Ning, who was staying in Lin Xian'er's loft, said. Yes, as I said before, if you remove the factor of battle strength, he's the #1 prefecture master. He's very good at judging the situation and being flexible. You have to learn from him. Lin Xian'er nodded. Song Ning nodded. She had to admit that. Not only did he not pursue the matter when his son's main body was killed, but he also made his son befriend him. This wasn't something an ordinary person could do. At the very least, she couldn't do it. Chapter 1641. Sister Xian, they didn't disrespect you, Tsong Ning said. Putting aside your identity as Tsong Ning, aren't you my sister? Others may not know, but these two don't? Lin Xian'er's face turned cold. Miss, I've been feeling a lot of emotions lately. I used to think that the things I lost were always there, just like our sisterly relationship. Especially after experiencing the atmosphere of the Yi family, I feel that such a relationship is hard to come by, Tsong Ning said. As long as you know what you're doing. I'll open the evil Punisher Land later. You have to be careful of Zhaoyang. I think the Zhaohua dynasty should have some information, Lin Xian, reminded Night Sorrow. I understand. Tsong Ning understood. Also, bring Wufeng to the city lord's mansion. I have something to discuss with him, Lin Xian, changed the topic. Miss, it's better to let Tsong Ning invite Wufeng. He's one of Tsong Ning's few friends. I don't want to see him in a difficult position, Tsong Ning bowed to Tsong Ning. I won't force him. I still have to give you face. Lin Xian shook her head. 2 hours later, Tsong Ning and Wufeng arrived at the city lord's mansion. Translator, Atlas Studios editor. Atlas Studios at this moment, Lin Xian, who was sitting on the city lord's mansion's throne, had changed into another set of battle clothes. Her entire body was wrapped in energy. Wufeng greets the battle empress. Wufeng bowed to Lin Xian, who was sitting on the city lord's mansion's throne. Rise. I asked Tsong Ning to bring you here today because I have something to discuss with you. It's just a simple discussion. Because of your relationship with Tsong Ning, I won't force you to do anything. Have a seat. Lin Xian said. Wufeng and Tsong Ning bowed to Lin Xian again and sat down. You're a talent. There's no doubt about that. The ethereal dynasty needs talents. However, if you were willing to join, you wouldn't have waited until today, Lin Xian said. Please understand, my lord. Wufeng is used to being free and unfettered. I don't want to be restricted. However, Wufeng has also told Tsong Ning that as long as she needs it, I will not sit idly by. Wufeng explained his point of view. I admire you and I also hope that there will be some talents in the city lord's residence. If you can join the city lord's residence, I promise to help you once in the future. As long as you don't touch anyone from the ethereal empire, I will help you kill whoever you want. Lin Xian, looked at Wufeng and stated her conditions. Edgeless remained silent as he pondered. The 9 clan. With your strength, it will be very difficult for you to take revenge, unless you also have the strength of an emperor, Lin Xian said. Milady, you know? Wufeng looked at Lin Xian in surprise. Isn't the cold poison in your body the result of being hit by the 9 clan's wind palm? Lin Xian, stated her own judgment. Yes, To tell you the truth, this palm was given to me by my mother. I don't know how to take revenge or even how to deal with it. Wu Feng sighed because this was the pain in his heart. I can't cure the coldine poison in your body. The coldine poison has already fused with your body. Only the purest and purest yang energy can restrain it. My attribute is not suitable for it. However, regardless of whether you take revenge or not, as long as you join the city lord's residence, my promise will not change. In addition, I can tell you another piece of information. Your ultimate technique is the Wind Blade Body, the ultimate technique of the Feng clan of the Wind World. If you are a direct descendant of the Feng clan, then in terms of background, you are not inferior to your enemy, the Ninein clan, Lin Xian'er said. Milady. Wu Feng stood up. The Ethereal Empire has investigated all the Emperor Realm cultivators who come to the Ethereal Empire. This is not targeted at you, Lin Xian'er explained. Milady, if I join the City Lord's residence, can I get information about the Feng clan of the Wind World? Wu Feng asked excitedly. Whether you join or not, I can give it to you. This is the information about the Wind World. However, you will not be able to find the Wind World. The Wind World is a more mysterious world. It is surrounded by the divine wind of destruction. Those who are not Emperor Realm cultivators or Supreme Realm cultivators cannot enter. Lin Xian'er threw a book to Wu Feng. Many thanks. I am willing to serve the Ethereal Empire. Wu Feng cupped his fists at Lin Xian'er after receiving the book. That will be all for now. If Zhang Ning needs help, you will assist him. When there is a suitable position, I will arrange it for you. Lin Xian'er's figure flickered twice before disappearing from the City Lord's residence hall. Wu Feng, I didn't make things difficult for you, did I? Zhang Ning asked. No, Lord Battle Emperor treated me with sincerity. I have no reason to refuse. Based on the information you gave me, I am qualified to work for you, Wu Feng nodded. Zhang Ning and Wu Feng then left the City Lord's residence. Zhang Ning pulled Wu Feng to a tavern to drink and celebrate. Zhang Ning knew that Lin Xian'er would definitely put Wu Feng in an important position. Among the 7 mansion masters, only the top 2 could compare to Wu Feng. I am happy for you. Without a background, you are just duckweed. But it is different now. Zhang Ning looked at Wu Feng and said. Zhang Ning, I have troubled you with my matters, Wu Feng said. Then marry me. Zhang Ning said with a smile. All right. Once I am done with the Wind World, I will propose to you. Don't go back on your word. Wu Feng looked at Zhang Ning and said. It seemed like a joke, but it was not. The two of them had known each other for a long time and had feelings for each other. Both of them knew this, but neither of them said it. This was also the reason why Yang Tianlai left without saying anything when he saw Wu Feng taking care of Night Sorrow's matters. He could not defeat Wu Feng, but he did not want to provoke Zhang Ning. Then I will wait for you. There are not many good men in this world. Night Sorrow is a good man, but he is too young. Haha. Other than him, it is you, Zhang Ning said with a smile. What nonsense are you talking about? Wu Feng was speechless. This time, you will come with me to the Evil Punisher land. That Zhao Yang has a spatial treasure on him. I suspect that there is someone inside, Zhang Ning said. All right, I will go with you. Wu Feng nodded. He was very happy. Other than the problem of his birth, he could also face his inner feelings with Zhang Ning's jokes. If that Zhao Shang also goes in, then we are no match for him. We can only find Lord War Emperor to deal with him. If anyone else dares to sneak in, the two of us will kill them. After this matter is settled, I will accompany you to deal with the Wind World's matters. Zhang Ning nodded. Lin Xian'er returned to the Night Moon Villa. She was also very happy. There were not many people she valued, and Wu Feng was one of them. This was also the reason why she was willing to help Wu Feng regardless of whether he joined the Misty Dynasty or not. Some people and things could not be measured by the view of benefits. Chapter 1642. Inside the Ethereal Imperial City's VIP pavilion, Zhao Yang and Zhao Muyu sat facing each other. Young Emperor, the departure date has been set. There are still 2 days left. Zhao Muyu said. After I go in, Great Elder will return. That Battle Emperor has his eyes on Great Elder. Zhao Yang whispered. All right, young City Lord, this king will return after you go in. Things will proceed according to plan, but the spatial treasure must be hidden well. Zhao Muyu nodded. This time, Zhaohua dynasty indeed had a plan. They found out that there was a great treasure in the evil Punisher land, the Ghost Wings. It was Gui Zhu's protective treasure, an emperor weapon. The Ghost Wings' power lay not only in its strong defense, but also in its speed. After refining the Ghost Wings, it would fuse with the user's body, forming a pair of wings that could cover thousands of miles. This information was discovered by Zhaohua dynasty's emperor, Zhao Shang, in the ancient records. After Gui Zhu placed the space world source, the Ghost Wings, one of the two treasures that made him famous, disappeared. The great demon king who killed him only obtained the Ghost Wings. Zhao Hua, who felt that something was wrong, checked many ancient records and confirmed that Gui Zhu had lost the Ghost Wings after placing the space world source. This meant that the Ghost Wings were in the evil Punisher land. It was a great treasure that Gui Zhu had hidden there. It might be a way out for himself. With such information in hand, Zhao Shang naturally had to act. Once he succeeded, his strength would increase greatly. When a cultivator reached a certain level and couldn't increase their cultivation, they could only use external items to increase their strength. Powerful weapons and defensive equipment were the first choice. Gui Zhu's Ghost Wings were such a top-grade item. Zhao Shang wanted to obtain it even in his dreams. He sent spies to the ethereal imperial city and didn't hesitate to bribe people from the ethereal city's city lord mansion. Therefore, when Lin Xian'er announced the opening of the evil Punisher land, he immediately knew and made a decision. Zhao Shang couldn't go to the ethereal imperial city because he knew that Lin Xian'er wouldn't let him in. Therefore, he sent great elder Zhao Muyu and his son Zhao Yang to the ethereal imperial city. In the end, Zhao Mu was slapped in the face, and Zhao Yang obtained the opportunity to enter. Zhao Shang's avatar and one of his guards were residing in Zhao Yang's spatial magic treasure. When the evil Punisher land opened, only the ethereal battle emperor had entered it a few times. After that, he had never entered it again. Zhao Shang felt that as long as he could enter, it would be enough. Without the ethereal battle emperor, he would be invincible in the evil Punisher land. Knight Sorrow had also received the notice. He and Dachira had arrived at the Zongning army. This time, the Flying Rock Army and the Sparrow Dance Army had entered as the City Lord's Residence's troops. Knight Sorrow and Dachira were assigned to Peng Wanli of the Flying Rock Army by Zongning. Lin Xian'er was also in the Flying Rock Army. When Zongning announced the news, he asked Lin Xian'er to help him deal with some unexpected situations. The Flying Rock Army's soldiers were all very excited. They had entered before and gained a lot. However, the people who entered had a mission. Each person had to hand over 30 flames of life of the same level. Of course, this was for those below the Emperor Realm. Emperor Realm cultivators only had to hand over 3 flames of life. This wasn't considered forced. If you didn't want to hand it over, then don't enter. There were many people who were willing to enter because this represented an opportunity to obtain opportunities. Knight Sorrow and Mandala both had to hand over 60 flames of life of the 8th grade. As long as they were of the King Realm, it would be fine. After all, it was very difficult to kill 60 Heaven Monarch Realm evil spirits. Knight Sorrow's original body was roaming outside while Dachira's original body was in the Haotian Divine Pagoda. Naturally, they would follow Knight Sorrow. In other words, both of them would send out their avatars. Zongning told Peng Wanli that Lin Xian'er, Dachira, and Knight Sorrow were free and didn't need to be bound by the Flying Rock Army's rules. After gathering the troops, they set off. There were less than 3,000 people in total. They were the Flying Rock Army, the Sparrow Dance Army, and some other rogue cultivators. There weren't many rogue cultivators who entered. There were a total of 10 of them, and Radiant was among them. When Radiant saw Dachira and Lin Xian'er wearing veils, her eyes instantly lit up. Even though she couldn't see their faces, she could tell that the two women had outstanding temperaments just by looking at their figures and exposed eyes. After a few teleportations, the army arrived at the evil Punisher land. It was the end of a huge canyon. At the end of the canyon, there was a 6-pointed star array on a cliff with energy flowing within. Ceiling array. At this moment, a woman wearing a golden robe and covered in energy appeared. Her face couldn't be seen. She flew directly into the array and struck out with energy from both her hands. The ceiling array stopped operating. Then, energy surged and a dark spatial passage appeared. You have 3 months. After 3 months, I will seal this place. If you don't come out, then you will have to fend for yourself. After leaving behind a sentence that shook the space, the figure flashed and left. When the figure appeared and left, everyone in Song Ning's army bowed. This figure was none other than the ethereal Battle Emperor. Of course, it was his original body. His clone, Night Sorrow, and Dachira were together. Let's go! Song Ning shouted. Then he led the people in. Wufeng brought up the rear. Night Sorrow, Boss Song and Big Brother Wufeng are very compatible. Dachira whispered. I really didn't notice that. Night Sorrow smiled. Yes. Aluo, now that you mention it, I feel that it's very suitable. When we go back we can talk about it. After hearing Dachira's words, Lin Xianer was full of agreement. As sisters from the same family, Song Ning had been her personal attendant for many years. Therefore, Lin Xianer sincerely hoped that Song Ning would have a good home. After entering the spatial tunnel, Night Sorrow and the others were swept into the Evil Punisher land by the energy. The Evil Punisher gate has just opened, so there is a backlash of energy. It's easy for us to enter, but after 2 hours, the energy will rush out and it will be very difficult to enter. Lin Xianer whispered. QP Original First Edition. After entering the Evil Punisher land, Night Sorrow felt a sense of oppression and an inexplicable sense of disgust. What's wrong? Seeing Night Sorrow frown, Dachira asked. I feel a little oppressed. I feel a sense of disgust. The Evil Punisher land is rejecting me. Night Sorrow whispered. It'll be fine after a while. It should be a rejection from the world's origin. It might even lead the living beings here to kill you, so you have to be careful. Lin Xianer said. Night Sorrow nodded. He knew that in terms of knowledge and experience, he was no match for Lin Xianer. After entering the Evil Punisher land, Song Ning took out a disc array and activated a large array to cover up the tunnel. Because there was no one guarding this place, if an evil spirit rushed out, it would threaten the safety of the living beings of the ethereal dynasty. A battle can happen at any time, so everyone has to be extra cautious. Now, we'll split into groups and fight. Song Ning shouted. At this moment, the Flying Rock Army and Sparrow Army quickly split into several small groups. Night Sorrow, Dachira, and Lin Xianer were in one group. Chapter 1643. The 3 of you will form a team. There are too few of you. I am Zhao Yang from the Zhaohua Empire. Let's form a team. Zhaohua walked towards Night Sorrow and the other 2 and said. No need. The 3 of us are enough. Dachira rejected immediately. She didn't want to interact with random people and didn't want to interact with them. If she formed a team with familiar people, she only needed to consider enemies and opponents. However, if she formed a team with unfamiliar opponents, she needed to consider many things because it was hard to guard against being schemed against by her own people. Beauty, don't reject me. 1 more member in the team means 1 more person to look after. Zhao Yang's face was still full of smiles. I already said that the 3 of us are enough. Don't you understand? Seeing that Zhao Yang didn't leave and still wanted to pester them, Night Sorrow spoke. Who do you think you are? Enough? You can take care of others. How can a trash heaven monarch speak so arrogantly? If the 3 of us are enough, you should be the one to leave. Zhao Yang looked at Night Sorrow and said. Zhao Yang said this because his cultivation was high and he was confident. He was a 2-star emperor. Compared to Yi Shang, who was a half-step emperor, he was more than 1.5 levels higher. Interesting. Are you trying to steal the limelight? Dachira sneered and said. I'm not trying to steal the limelight. I just think that we will be more suitable to form a team. Zhao Yang still had a smile on his face. Do you think that you are awesome just because you are an emperor? Get lost. Lin Xianer was a little angry. At the same time, she leaked some of her aura to suppress Zhao Yang. Originally, she had concealed her aura and kept a low profile, but now she couldn't. Feeling Lin Xianer's aura, Zhao Yang's expression changed and he took a step back because he knew that he wasn't a match for her. Good. The 3 of you are very good. You will regret it later. Zhao Yang laughed and took a few steps back. Seeing Dachira and Lin Xianer, Zhao Yang had some ideas. Originally, He wanted to team up with Night Sorrow and the other two. Since his cultivation was the highest, he wanted to find a way to kill Night Sorrow and then work on Datura and Lin Xianer. With his status and cultivation, he felt that it would be possible to gain the favor of the two girls. However, after coming into contact with them, Datura and Lin Xianer's reactions surprised him. They were too intense and did not give him any chance at all. But even if he was chased away, Zhao Yang felt that he still had a chance. Once he left the evil punishing gate at the entrance of the evil punishing grounds and went a certain distance away, he would be able to bring Zhao Shang out. He did not believe that Lin Xianer would be able to stop his imperial father. What kind of trash is this? Datura cursed. Since ancient times, beautiful women have always been a source of trouble. Haha. Night Sorrow laughed. He really did not mind this kind of thing. Even if it was an imperial father, he would still dare to fight. Hearing Night Sorrow and Datura's words, Zhao Yang was so angry that his hands trembled. Night Sorrow and the other two did not give him any face at all. Why? Newsy fast. And Song Ning looked at Lin Xianer. If Lin Xianer wanted to kill, she would do it directly. She was not afraid of Zhao Hua dynasty. However, Lin Xianer shook her head. She still wanted to dig out some secrets from Zhao Hua. She was sure that Zhao Hua definitely had a backup plan. In addition, Zhao Hua also said that they would make them regret it later. This meant that they would make a move tomorrow night. Therefore, Lin Xianer decided to wait and see. If she delayed, she might be able to dig out the secrets that Zhao Hua dynasty knew. The team began to move forward. Night Sorrow and the other two walked at the back of the team. Night Sorrow, Luo, the situation is a little complicated. The two of you should stay by my side. Lin Xianer said to Night Sorrow and Datura. Okay, Sister Xianer. We will be careful. Night Sorrow and Datura glanced at Zhao Yang who had left. Both of them understood that there would be many problems. After all, they had just entered. As they moved forward, Night Sorrow also held the air splitter spear in his hand. When some scattered evil spirits appeared, he would use his spear to fight them. The main purpose was to test the abilities and characteristics of the evil spirits. The battle was not intense now, so they could test it out. If the battle was intense, there would not be such an opportunity to test it out. There were fewer evil spirits. Night Sorrow and Datura also made a move. They had entered to fight. If there was an opportunity to learn more, they would take advantage of it. Lin Xianer did not make a move. She was very clear about the situation of the evil spirits. There was no need to test it out. Besides, her attention was on Zhao Yang. Just now, when Zhao Yang's emotions were fluctuating, Lin Xianer's soul power had clung onto his body. In order to avoid being discovered, Lin Xianer did not take the initiative to investigate. Instead, she slowly followed the flow of energy in Zhao Yang's body. After a round of investigation, Lin Xianer retracted her soul power. Her investigation was very clear. There was a treasure in Zhao Yang's body. It was Monarch Zhao Hua's Zhao Hua Palace. After everything was clear, Lin Xianer smiled. This situation showed that her guess was right. Zhao Shang had made some arrangements. If he did not come, then his protective treasure would not be on Zhao Yang. Some people's treasures would not leave their bodies. After occupying the evil Punisher land for so many years, Lin Xianer had not gained anything. Now that Zhao Shang had entered and wanted to reap benefits from the evil Punisher land, this was her chance. Zhao Shang had secret information about the evil Punisher land. If he wanted to make a move in the evil Punisher land, then it would depend on whose methods were better. The evil Punisher land had been growing for a long time. Although it had not reached the level of a great world, it was still a high-level world. The area was very large. Song Ning and Wu Feng led the team forward quickly. They wanted to enter a certain distance before carrying out the mission to kill the evil spirits. After flying for half a day, the group set up camp. After greeting everyone, Night Sorrow left the camp. For this kind of exploration to find opportunities, some backup plans had to be prepared. Only by having an escape route would they be safer. Night Sorrow was a half-step monarch and had the space-time attribute. After a short while, he flew 300,000 miles away. He set up an illusion array and then set up a teleportation array in the center of the illusion array. This time, Night Sorrow used the Realm Teleportation Stone, which was the King-grade teleportation crystal. Then, he made a few teleportation array discs. After doing all this, Night Sorrow returned to the camp. When Night Sorrow returned, he was faced with Zhao Yang's murderous gaze. In his world, Night Sorrow had dominated the two beauties. Ignoring Zhao Yang, Night Sorrow went to Lin Xianer and Dachura's side and set up a tent. You're very experienced in setting up a tent. Did you always do this in the past? Lin Xianer asked. It's all right. Come, let's go in and rest. Night Sorrow called Lin Xianer and Dachura into the tent. After entering the tent, Night Sorrow released the Nihility domain. After isolating himself from detection, he took out 2 teleportation array discs. This is the Realm Teleportation Array Disc. After we go deep, if we encounter any danger, we can activate it and return directly. Chapter 1644. Yes, we don't know much about this evil Punisher land. Danger is always there, so we have to prepare an escape route. Luo, you have a trap and kill array disc that can be used with a teleportation array disc. I won't give it to you. Sister Xian, this is yours. Night Sorrow took out a trap and kill array disc and handed it to Lin Xian. Array disc. I know how to make one too, but I haven't done it yet. I'll make more when I have time. Lin Xian said. The array disc I make is of a low level, so it can only be used to catch people off guard. Sister Xian, please don't laugh at me. Night Sorrow said. He knew that Lin Xian was an array emperor teacher and a blacksmith emperor teacher. With these 2 skills, it wouldn't be difficult for her to make the array disc. How is that a joke? Your array disc is very good. Lin Xian shook her head. Luo, Sister Xian, make a pot of tea first. I'll send the teleportation array disc to Boss Tsong and Brother Wufeng. Night Sorrow left the tent and went to the main tent where Tsong Ning and Wufeng were. Then, he gave each of them 1 array disc. Brother, your arrangements are good. It's solved our worries. Wufeng looked at Night Sorrow and said, a man without foresight will have immediate worries. First, I'll set up a place to retreat. At least I have some confidence. Big Brother and Old Song, you guys go ahead. Night Sorrow nodded at Wufeng and Tsong Ning and left the main tent. Wufeng, your brother is powerful. Although his cultivation is a little weaker, it's hard for an ordinary initial emperor to kill him. Once he breaks through, he'll be the overlord of the initial emperor realm. In terms of strategy, he's almost perfect. Tsong Ning said with some emotion. Of course, he's my brother. However, I see that the guy from Zhao Hua dynasty is hostile to him. Don't use any underhanded means to trick him. Wufeng said what he was worried about. Don't worry, Sister Xian is here. Whoever looks down on Sister Xian will pay a heavy price. Wufeng, we have to respect her too. Tsong Ning said to Wufeng. She didn't want Wufeng to offend Lin Xian unknowingly. I know, but I can't see through her. I know she's an expert, but I'm worried that she hasn't been in the underworld and doesn't know how evil people can be. The 3 of them are simple. Night Sorrow's smart, but he doesn't have the heart. He doesn't know how evil peoples. Okay, I'll be careful. Tsong Ning nodded. She knew that Wufeng's judgment was correct under the circumstances of not knowing Lin Xianer's identity, because Lin Xian was currently a very casual person. Inside the tent, Yi Shan poured himself a cup of tea. I wonder what Boss Tsong's arrangement will be after the actual operation. Will they split into groups or fight together? Once we go deeper, we should split up. This is a trip of opportunity. If we all swarm together, what opportunities will there be? Lin Xian said. Okay, then the 3 of us will move together. It won't be a problem to be careful. If there's any danger, Sister Xian, you take a luo and retreat first. Night Sorrow said after taking a sip of tea. Okay, and there's something else. I have something to tell you too. I don't think that Zhao Yang is a good person. He's been sneaking around since he came in and even has designs on us. After we split up, we'll follow her and find a chance to kill him. Lin Xian made a cutting motion at her neck. Sister Xian, is this still you? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Xian in surprise. Why? Can't I want to kill someone? Just looking at his eyes makes me angry. Lin Xian'er said. It's good that Sister Xian'er thinks so. I also want to kill him. I didn't say it out loud because I was worried that Sister Xian'er wouldn't be willing to do such a thing. As for Luo, I don't know how many times he's been stabbed in his heart. Night Sorrow said with a smile. You know me. I'll dig out his perverted eyes sooner or later. Datura waved her fist. After resting for a night, the group continued forward. Everyone flew at full speed. Of course, they were flying at the speed of a Saint King. There was also a small number of Saint Kings in the group. They were soldiers trained by the Flying Rock Army and the Dancing Sparrow Army. Of course, most of the soldiers were king. Night Sorrow and the other two were at the back of the group. They were talking and laughing without any pressure. F. Most J. New 8 Chapter Sway E. After 3 days, the group came to a stop. This is our main camp this time. I'll always be here. You can split up and fight in groups. If you're tired or in danger, you can come back here. Remember, come back alive. We'll be retreating from here in 2.5 months. If you can't make it back by then, don't blame anyone. Also, I haven't introduced you. This is Monarch Wufeng. He's been invited by Lord Battle Emperor to join our Misty Dynasty. This time, he's here to help us. Wufeng, do you have anything to say? Song Ning looked at Wufeng. Then I'll say a few words. Although we're here for opportunities, life is the most important. It's the foundation of everything. Don't force yourself when you're in danger. Wufeng said. Following this, the various small teams began to make their preparations. Once they were ready, they would set out to hunt evil spirits and collect evil spirit flames. This was a mission, but it was also a personal opportunity. Night Sorrow and the other two were also preparing in the tent. Night Sorrow gave each of them a colored glass pill. Sister Xian'er, tell us what we need to pay attention to. Night Sorrow looked at Lin Xian'er and asked. Night Sorrow, you're the leader of the 3 of us. You can arrange everything. I don't have any objections. However, I have some opinions on how to deal with Zhao Yang. You two have to support me. Lin Xian'er said. Okay, no problem. Night Sorrow nodded. Everyone had the same attitude on this point. Sister Xian'er, Night Sorrow, I can sense the location of the Yellow Spring River. After we've dealt with that bastard Zhao Yang, we'll set off for the Yellow Spring River. There must be many evil spirits by the river. After we complete the mission we can get more. Datura said. Then it's settled. Night Sorrow took out a towel and wiped the Sky Splitter spear. You have to be careful when dealing with Zhao Yang. That bastard has a spatial treasure in his body. There must be an expert inside. When the time comes, you guys will restrain Zhao Yang. I'll deal with the person inside the spatial treasure. Lin Xian'er said. She didn't want to hide too much from Night Sorrow and Datura. Didn't you say that spatial treasures aren't allowed to carry people? Night Sorrow was stunned. This was something that had been notified before entering. He hid very well. If I didn't have a special secret technique, I wouldn't have found him. The Zhao dynasty might be up to something big, so we have to trick them. Lin Xian'er said. Chapter 1645. Yi Shang pondered for a moment then said, Sister Xian'er, the consequences of this matter might be huge. We have a good relationship with Old Song. Shouldn't we talk to her? If we don't handle this well, it might affect the Misty Dynasty. We'll handle it well. Don't worry. Lin Xian'er shook her head. If she couldn't handle it, then no one in the Misty Dynasty could. Alright. Then we'll do as Sister Xian'er says. If we can't handle it, then we'll talk. Night Sorrow felt that it was a little inappropriate, but he didn't refute Lin Xian'er's suggestion. Night Sorrow and the others packed up. They weren't in a hurry to leave. Instead, they paid attention to Radiant's movements. Radiant had roped in a half-step Emperor Realm loose cultivator to follow him. He didn't care about the other loose cultivators and felt that they were useless. Radiant and his teammates didn't leave either. Instead, they paid attention to Night Sorrow and the others. He had his own ideas. Seeing that Radiant didn't move, Night Sorrow smiled. Looks like we don't need to follow them. We can just move normally. He'll take the initiative to come to us. Lin Xian'er and Datura nodded. They knew that Radiant had the same idea. After making the decision, Night Sorrow and the others left the campsite and headed towards the area that Datura had sensed. The high-level evil spirits in the evil Punisher land were all produced by the Yellow Springs River. The Yellow Springs River was a very good location. Night Sorrow and the other two set off, as did Radiant and his opponent. His opponent was a rogue cultivator called Ghost Incarnate. This was a name he had come up with himself. He believed himself to be the incarnation of the devil, and his character was extremely bad. In the Misty Dynasty, he was like a rat that everyone wanted to beat up. He had once been slapped in the face by an emperor, but he didn't dare to say anything. In reality, he was a laughingstock. Now, Radiant felt that he was more valuable and could be ordered around. Radiant and Ghost Incarnate followed Night Sorrow and the others out of the campsite. Radiant planned to find a suitable place to make his move. Night Sorrow, there's still a B*TCH following Xiaoyang. Why are they acting like idiots? Can't you tell who's better? Datura said. This is fate. Night Sorrow is the deluxe merit great sage and walks the path closest to the heavenly Tao. Some people with extremely bad character who should not have existed in this world would recklessly come looking for trouble. The deluxe merit great sage follows the heavenly Tao and will naturally eliminate them. They are just trash. There is no need to bother about them. Before Night Sorrow could speak, Lin Xian'er began to explain. Since it's trash, there's nothing more to say. Let's just kill it. Night Sorrow nodded. This kind of small fry with bad character and messing around won't live long no matter where they go. It's just that they don't know it. Lin Xian'er said as they flew. Night Sorrow and the others flew while Radiant and Ghost Incarnate followed behind. In order to avoid losing Radiant and Ghost Incarnate, Night Sorrow and the others did not increase their speed and just flew normally. If there were any evil spirits, they would kill them along the way. Of course, there was nothing to gain. Evil spirits without bodies had no flames of life. Without bodies, evil spirits existed in the form of energy. Physical attacks, including weapon attacks, were useless. However, Night Sorrow and Datura both had their own unique skills. Night Sorrow's time oscillation wave was a trump card against evil spirits. Datura's unique skill was Death's Annihilation Slash. If he did not use his unique skill, a normal Annihilation Slash would be fatal to evil spirits. Lin Xian'er did not make a move because there was no need to. After flying for a day, Night Sorrow and the others set up camp at night. This time, Night Sorrow set up 2 tents. It did not matter if they were in front of others. Now, they needed to avoid suspicion. Night Sorrow had his own tent. After finding out that Night Sorrow had set up camp, Radiant Soul Power communicated with Emperor Zhao Shang, asking if she could come out. After receiving Radiant's message, Zhao Shang and his bodyguards appeared. Who is he? Zhao Shang appeared and his domain enveloped Ghost Incarnate. It was best if he did not reveal his presence. Therefore, he wanted to kill anyone he saw. Father, don't worry. He's just a small fry. Radiant said. Ghost Incarnate was stunned when he saw Zhao Shang. He then bowed and said, Don't worry, my lord. This lowly one is willing to serve you. Remember, be a good dog. I am the Emperor of the Radiant Dynasty. If you don't listen, I can crush you as easily as crushing an ant. Zhao Shang coldly looked at Ghost Incarnate. Then, Radiant explained the current situation. It's actually Tsongning and Wufeng leading the team. It's not a big deal if they're alone, but if the two of them work together, it will be hard to defeat them quickly. If they can hold on until Lin Piaomiao arrives, it will be troublesome. It's better to keep a low profile. After hearing about the leader of the Misty Dynasty, Zhao Shang thought for a moment and made a decision. Father, please help Yang once. Radiant bowed and said, What's the matter? Zhao Shang nodded. There's a man and 2 women in that direction. The man's cultivation is trash and I can kill him. However, there's a woman whose cultivation is higher than mine. Father, please capture her. I want to tame those 2 women. Radiant spoke his thoughts. All right, I'll help you deal with them. After investigating, Zhao Shang found Night Sorrow and the others. At this moment, Lin Xian'er stood up. They've appeared. There's 2 of them. It's not a big problem. You guys take care of yourselves. I'll go kill them. After speaking, a long sword appeared in Lin Xianer's hand. Her body flashed and she flew towards Zhao Shang's group. After Lin Xianer arrived, she paused for a moment. Zhao Shang, you're the emperor of the Radiant Dynasty? After speaking, Lin Xianer changed direction and flew away quickly. Lin Xianer had no choice. She didn't want to reveal too much in front of Night Sorrow and Datura. That would create a sense of distance and hurt their friendship. Therefore, she suppressed her cultivation to a level lower than Zhao Shang's and pretended not to know him. Then, she lured Zhao Shang away. You're fast, but you can't escape. Tang Shu, follow me. Let's go around and intercept them. Zhao Shang shouted at his bodyguard. His bodyguard was a flying rat demon beast. Its first master's surname was Tang, so it was called Tang Shu. Zhao Shang and Tang Shu went to chase after Lin Xianer, while Zhao Yang and Ghost Incarnation flew towards Night Sorrow and Datura. He was wary of Lin Xianer. Now that Lin Xianer wasn't here, he was naturally not afraid of Night Sorrow and Datura as a 2-star emperor. Ah Luo, follow me to kill that Zhao Yang. You don't have to care about that scum. Night Sorrow reminded Datura. Then, he activated the mysterious yellow armor. He planned to ignore Ghost Incarnation and deal with Zhao Yang together with Datura. After a while, the four of them flew together. Ghost Incarnation, kill this trash. If you can kill this young emperor, I'll give you a great merit. Zhao Yang shouted at Ghost Incarnation. I'll definitely kill him. Ghost Incarnation had a strong servile nature. After seeing Zhao Shang and knowing Zhao Yang's identity, he was dead set on working for Zhao Yang. Zhao Yang's arrangement was exactly what Night Sorrow wanted. His body flashed and he charged towards Zhao Yang. Chapter 1646. Night Sorrow used the true dragon destruction art. He was more worried about Lin Xianer, so he did not want to waste any time. Datura also used her ultimate move, the Death Destruction Slash. Her opponent was a 2-star emperor, so she did not hold back at all. Under the influence of the true dragon destruction art, Bright Sun's body paused for a moment. His soul was affected. At this moment, a majestic soul power appeared in his head to block the damage caused by Night Sorrow's true dragon destruction art on his spirit sea. Min CHR 5*13 KQ. Night Sorrow's space-splitting spear was also blocked by Bright Sun's battle blade, but Datura hollow blade slashed at his chest. The armor on Bright Sun's body burst out with light, blocking Datura's hollow blade attack. However, energy still poured into his body. The space-splitting spear was blocked by Bright Sunday. Night Sorrow took a step forward and dodged Ghost Incarnation's sword. Then, he used the true dragon destruction art. He did not want Bright Sun to have a chance to attack. His first move, the true dragon destruction art, was blocked by Bright Sun, but then Datura's death destruction slash's negative effect was added to Bright Sun's body. Night Sorrow's true dragon destruction art space-time and soul influence was added to Bright Sun's body again. Then, the energy on the space-splitting spear changed into the Nihility Origin Kill. Datura was the same. She used the death destruction slash again. She wanted to control Bright Sun alternately with Night Sorrow. Bright Sun was a 2-star emperor. If he attacked freely, it would not be easy to defend. Bright Sun was very angry, but he was also very clear-headed. However, his soul was constantly being attacked. He did not have the ability to dodge, move, or defend. Sensing the power of Night Sorrow's move, Bright Sun waved his battle blade and blocked the path of Night Sorrow's space-splitting spear. Break! Night Sorrow roared and activated the Myriad Tao Tome. The energy of the virtuous immortal body flowed into his arms and the space-splitter spear continued to attack. As the purple energy gathered in one place, the energy of the void return to Origin Kill completely exploded. In an instant, 1/3 of Zhao Yang's saber was destroyed and it was blasted away. Then the air-splitting spear exerted a second force and performed the void return to Origin Kill, continuing to pierce forward. The space-splitting spear pierced Clear Sun's chest, but was blocked by Clear Sun's armor. However, Night Sorrow's attack was not over yet. The purple halo on the tip of the sky-splitting spear exploded. A hole appeared in Bright Sun's armor, and the space-splitter spear pierced through Bright Sun's body with the support of Night Sorrow's virtuous immortal body. However, at this time, Ghost Incarnation's sword also pierced Night Sorrow's back. This time, in order to achieve victory, Night Sorrow did not dodge Ghost Incarnation's attack. Night Sorrow's mysterious yellow armor exploded with a halo of energy and blocked Ghost Incarnation's sword attack. At the same time, his arms exerted strength and the Space Splitter Spear continued to pierce Bright Sun's body. Bright Sun waved his broken battle blade and slashed towards Night Sorrow's neck. At this time, he had to force Night Sorrow to retreat, or his life would be in danger. However, at this time, Dachura's hollow blade also slashed towards Bright Sun's back. Defense. Night Sorrow raised his left arm and blocked Bright Sun's attack. Then, he used Afterimage Body and his Bloodline talent erupted. Space Splitter Spear slashed behind him twice. Night Sorrow did this to avoid Ghost Incarnation's second attack. His body could block Ghost Incarnation's attack, but if Ghost Incarnation used his sword to slash at his head, he would not be able to take it. Night Sorrow defended, and Bright Sun also poured energy into his armor to defend against Dachura's attack. Muffled sounds continuously rang out. Bright Sun hastily attacked, but was unable to cut through Night Sorrow's left arm, which was protected by the mysterious yellow armor and virtuous immortal body. Dachura's hollow blade also landed solidly on Bright Sun's back. However, it did not break through Bright Sun's armor. It was not because Bright Sun's armor was powerful, but because Bright Sun's 2-star Emperor-level energy cultivation was very strong. It supported the armor to block Dachura's attack. Dachura's attack did not break through Bright Sun's defense, but the enormous power caused Bright Sun to lose his balance. His body was slashed forward, causing Night Sorrow's space-splitting spear to penetrate deeper into Bright Sun's body. He did not have the opportunity to escape from the space-splitting spear. The space-splitting spear penetrated deep into Bright Sun's body, giving Night Sorrow the opportunity to continue his killing blow. The void energy burst through the space-splitting spear and rushed into Bright Sun's body. Then, it exploded with the void extreme kill. Following a muffled sound, Bright Sun's chest exploded. Even his dantian was violently shaken. "You're messing around. Go die." Night Sorrow's right arm did not have much energy. However, for the sake of defense, his left arm was filled with energy. At this moment, his left arm smashed down, smashing onto the space-splitting spear shaft. This allowed the space-splitting spear to continue cutting downwards. He did not consider Ghost Incarnation's attack. This was because other than his afterimage, Dachura would also block Ghost Incarnation's attack. Reality was as such. After slashing Bright Sun, Dachura attacked Ghost Incarnation with all his strength. He did not give Ghost Incarnation a chance to attack or interfere with Night Sorrow. Following a ripping sound, Bright Sun's abdomen was also cut open. His dantian was shattered, and the energy in his body was completely removed. "You want to kill me? Do you have the right to do so?" Night Sorrow's left elbow smashed out horizontally, sending Bright Sun, whose chest and abdomen had been destroyed beyond recognition, flying. Then, he chased after Bright Sun in the air. Bright Sun's eyes were filled with fear. A spear pierced through his forehead, shattering his immortal sea. Not only was Bright Sun's immortal sea shattered, but his head was also blown away. A palace-shaped treasure flew out. Night Sorrow waved his arm and imprisoned it. Then, he threw it into the 8-dragon cauldron. Then, without caring about the spoils of war, he attacked Ghost Incarnation, who was being suppressed by Dachura. "Trash. You don't want to be a good person and insist on being a dog. Then die." Night Sorrow used the true dragon destruction art. Ghost Incarnation already had a huge amount of pressure to block Dachura. Now that Night Sorrow was added, there was no possibility of him being able to withstand it. In just a moment, Night Sorrow's space-splitting spear pierced through his head and killed him completely. "Hurry up and pack up. Let's go see what's going on with Sister Xian. Night Sorrow went to Bright Sun's side and took off his armor and storage ring. Dachura also took Ghost Incarnation's storage ring and weapons. "Let's go." Night Sorrow led Dachura in the direction Lin Xian flew. At this moment, 1,000,000 miles away from Night Sorrow's battlefield, another battle was going on. It was Lin Xian's battle with Zhao Shang and Tang Xu. Lin Xian used the strength of a peak sovereign emperor, but Zhao Shang, who was also a peak sovereign emperor, was no match for her. He was suppressed and kept retreating. After repelling Zhao Shang, Lin Xian'er's body flashed twice and attacked Tang Shu. Now it was 2 against 1. Lin Xian'er was not afraid of 2 against 1, but she was worried that Zhao Shang would restrain her and then Tang Shu would attack Night Sorrow and Datura. That way, she would be afraid of attacking the rat for fear of breaking the vases. Lin Xian'er, who was attacking Tang Shu, suddenly released her aura. The power of her domain pressed Tang Shu's body to the point that he staggered. Then, a sword light flashed and split Tang Shu's body into 2. Chapter 1647. Zhao Shang, you want to play tricks with me? You're still too inexperienced. You want to eat meat in the territory of the Ethereal Empire? Do you think you can do it without even greeting me? Lin Xian'er's aura changed. It became deep, ethereal, and vast. Ethereal Battle Emperor. Why are you here? Zhao Shang's expression changed. He was very wary of the Ethereal Battle Emperor because the two of them could not be compared. He was an Imperial Emperor. Even if he was a peak Imperial Emperor, he could not fight with an Imperial Emperor. They were not on the same level. I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Lin Xian'er attacked. She was worried about the safety of Night Sorrow and Datura. After all, Zhao Yang was a 2-star Imperial Emperor. He was much stronger than Night Sorrow and Datura. There was a huge gap between them. There was also Buttface following Zhao Yang. Buttface Ghost Incarnation was also a half-step Imperial Emperor. He still had some strength. Lin Xian'er, who had used all her strength, was not something Zhao Shang could resist. He was suppressed and retreated. Losing his footing was the beginning of his defeat. Zhao Shang was constantly hit by Lin Xian'er's sword aura. In order to suppress the sword aura's damage to his body, his strength was greatly reduced. In less than half a cup of tea's time, Zhao Shang's body was destroyed by Lin Xian'er's sword aura. He did not have the strength to continue fighting, and his head was split open by Lin Xian'er's sword aura. Then, Lin Xian'er took Zhao Shang's storage ring, weapons, and protective treasures. When Lin Xian'er flew back, she met Night Sorrow and Datura who were rushing over. Night Sorrow, Aluo, are you okay? Sister Xian'er, how are you? After seeing each other, both sides asked anxiously. Those 2 bastards were killed by me and Aluo, Night Sorrow said. So domineering. 2 half-step Imperial Emperors killed a 2-star Imperial Emperor and a half-step Imperial Emperor without any injuries. It's too rare. Lin Xian'er felt more at ease. At the same time, she also had a new understanding of Night Sorrow and Datura's strength. While they might be able to fight those of a higher level, fighting those of a higher level was too difficult. Sister Xian, what's the matter with you? Night Sorrow asked. You killed 2 dogs, and Sister Xian, also killed 2 old fellows. They were from the Zhao Shang Empire, Lin Xian'er said. That's great. This is a complete victory. Let's go back to camp and clean up the spoils of war, Night Sorrow said. After that, the 3 of them returned to the campsite and began to count their spoils. Holding Clear Sun's storage ring, Night Sorrow inspected it and found that there was still a soul imprint. He understood that he had killed Clear Sun's clone. Night Sorrow knew that this was normal. In order to avoid risks, many cultivators would cultivate with their true bodies, while their avatars would appear to resolve disputes and fortuitous encounters. This needs to be refined slowly. His soul imprint is very strong, Night Sorrow said with a smile. He was a half-step Imperial Emperor, so it was very difficult for him to refine a 2-star Imperial Emperor's soul imprint. Give it to me, I'll settle it for you. Lin Xian'er reached out to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow handed the storage ring to Lin Xian'er. With just a soul attack, the soul imprint on Clear Sun's storage ring was destroyed by Lin Xian'er's soul power. What else do you have? Give it to Sister Xian'er and I'll settle it for you? Lin Xian'er asked with a smile. She knew that Night Sorrow could not have only obtained 1 storage ring. Then I'll have to trouble Sister Xian'er. Night Sorrow took out Clear Sun's broken armor and palace-shaped treasure. What's going on? A good armor was damaged to this extent by you. This treasure is even more impressive. Lin Xian'er looked at Night Sorrow in astonishment. When an armor was broken, it was usually a hole made by a weapon. However, there was a hole the size of a human head in the chest area of the armor. Lin Xian'er also recognized the palace-shaped treasure. It was Zhao Shang's protective treasure, the Clear Splendor Palace. It's not easy to severely injure him without destroying his armor. Although he doesn't have a soul defensive treasure, his soul power is very strong. I couldn't care less at that time. Night Sorrow said. It's not a problem to repair it. It's better than refining an armor. After erasing the soul imprint on the armor, Lin Xianer handed it to Night Sorrow. Is this treasure very powerful? Night Sorrow asked Lin Xianer after keeping the armor. Clear Sun is an idiot. He didn't unleash the power of this treasure. What is this? It's the Clear Splendor Dynasty's most precious treasure, the Clear Splendor Palace. It's the protective treasure of the Clear Splendor Overlord, Zhao Shang. It will take some time to erase the soul imprint. Lin Xianer looked at the palace-shaped treasure and said. Lin Xianer could instantly erase the soul imprint of a 2-star Emperor Realm Cultivator. However, Zhao Shang's soul imprint would take some effort. Okay, then I'll have to trouble Sister Xianer. Night Sorrow said. Then I'll use the treasure that accelerates time first. Lin Xianer nodded at Night Sorrow. Then, her body flashed and disappeared. After brewing a pot of tea, Night Sorrow took out the Holy Spirit stones, elixirs, and materials from Clear Sun's storage ring and organized them. Ah Luo, if Sister Xianer needs that palace-shaped treasure, give it to her. Night Sorrow said to Datura. Okay. If it weren't for Sister Xianer keeping an eye on the two old guys, it would be difficult for us to achieve anything. Datura nodded. She was not an unreasonable person. While the two of them were talking, Lin Xianer appeared and placed the Clear Splendor Palace in front of Night Sorrow. Not bad. There are quite a lot of materials inside. Starter Alan Xianer understood. In fact, the Clear Splendor Palace should be held by Zhao Shang. Perhaps because she appeared too suddenly, Zhao Shang did not have time to take back the protective treasure from his son. In addition, Zhao Shang was confident in himself. Some of his treasures were placed in the Clear Splendor Palace and had not been transferred away. Therefore, Night Sorrow had benefited from it. Sister Xianer, I didn't see you have any protective treasure. This Clear Splendor Palace is the most precious treasure of the Clear Splendor Dynasty. It should be suitable for Sister Xianer. Night Sorrow said. You're saying that you'll give this Clear Splendor Palace to me? Lin Xianer looked at Night Sorrow in surprise. She had never thought of this. Clear Splendor was killed by Night Sorrow and Datura. The spoils of war naturally belong to Night Sorrow and Datura. Yes, since we're a team, whoever needs it can take it. Night Sorrow nodded. He did not care much about external objects. No need. Sister Xianer has a protective treasure. But your attitude is the best gift to Sister Xianer, Lin Xianer said. Lin Xianer said. She was truly moved because Yi Shang had treated her with sincerity, and there was nothing fake about it. That's fine too. Luo, you take it. We'll benefit a lot from it. Night Sorrow handed the Clear Splendor Palace to Datura. Then Sister Xianer, I won't stand on ceremony. Datura said with a smile. Chapter 1648. That's a good thing. They lost the chance to get the treasure because they didn't have the fortune. This fortune should belong to Sister Xianer, said Night Sorrow. In your words, if we get it, whoever is suitable can use it, said Lin Xianer. If it was in the past, she wouldn't have said such words because if she wanted it, others couldn't have it. She wouldn't give others a chance, but it was different now. Zhaohua Palace was such a great treasure, and Night Sorrow took it out just like that, which changed some of Lin Xianer's thoughts. Haha. That's an opportunity that belongs to Sister Xianer. We'll work hard to find it. Night Sorrow shook his head. He was a man of principle. Then I'll talk about the information I got. Guizhu had two treasures. One was the Ghost Eye, and the other was the Ghost Wings. Guizhu was killed by the Great Demon King, and the Ghost Eye was obtained by the Great Demon King. The whereabouts of the Ghost Wings are unknown, which means that the Ghost Wings weren't with Guizhu at that time. The Ghost Wings disappeared after Guizhu threw in the space world's origin, so it's very likely that Guizhu left the Ghost Wings in the evil Punisher land. The people of Zhaohua Dynasty don't know where the Ghost Wings are, but they found a way to find it. They refined a treasure that can find the Ghost Wings, said Lin Xianer. What treasure can we use to find the Ghost Wings? asked Datura Datura. The ghost ancestor is proficient in the death attribute. The death attribute is a fusion of time and space attribute energy, supplemented by a powerful spiritual force, creating the name Ghost Ancestor. The fusion of these energies is also known as Ghost Force. The people of the Xiaohua dynasty refined an array disk with Ghost Force. Once there is a power of the same origin, this array disk will react. Lin Xian'er took out an array disk, which she had found in Zhao Shang's storage ring. This evil Punisher land is quite big, so it's more difficult to find things. However, with the disk array, it's relatively easier, said Night Sorrow after thinking for a while. We have to thank the people of Xiaohua dynasty for this. They've made a wedding dress for us, said Lin Xian'er with a smile. Lin Xian'er said with a smile. She was in a good mood. She had long disliked Zhao Shang and the Xiaohua dynasty. Otherwise, she would not have made things difficult for the Xiaohua dynasty's great elder, Zhao Muyu. Then let's go to the core area first. The Yellow Springs River should be a more important place in the evil Punisher land, Night Sorrow said. Wait a moment, let's split the treasures in this Xiaohua palace first. This guy is really rich. Datura Datura said. Since Lin Xian'er had erased the spirit imprint of the Bright Flower Palace, it was very easy for Datura Datura to recognize it as its master. After recognizing it as its master, Datura Datura discovered the resources stored within the Bright Flower Palace. I don't need it. After so many years, I don't lack resources. You and Night Sorrow can take it. Lin Xian'er naturally knew that there were many treasures in the Bright Flower Palace, but she did not touch a single Holy Spirit stone. This was her principle. She would not do anything that would cause her heart to be covered in dust. Datura Datura then took out the resources in the Bright Flower Palace. There were 3 million Holy Spirit stones, which were placed outside the tent like a small mountain. Other than that, there were materials. There were many kinds of Emperor-grade materials for refining weapons. Night Sorrow even found level 9 materials for refining pills and a jar of golden red blood. Sister Xian'er, what kind of blood is this? Why is it so rich in energy? Night Sorrow asked Lin Xian'er. This is the blood of the black tortoise of the Divine Beast clan. Cultivate your body. Once you enter the Emperor realm, you can refine it to strengthen your body, Lin Xian'er said after taking a look. Night Sorrow and Datura Datura then kept the resources and moved forward according to Datura Datura senses. Original $5 Chapter 8 Unspecified currency above equals. Datura Datura's original form was the Datura Datura flower. She was born and grew up on the banks of the Yellow Spring River, so she could sense the river. In the Bright Flower Palace of the Bright Flower Dynasty, Zhao Shang smashed a dragon pillar with a punch and then slapped Zhao Yang, who was kneeling on the ground. Lin Piao Miao, Zhao Shang, and you are irreconcilable. Zhao Shang's eyes were filled with red light. He was extremely angry. Not only had he lost an opportunity, but he had also lost a clone. This was a loss that was difficult to make up for. The loss of his clone was huge. What Zhao Shang could not accept the most was the loss of his protective treasure, the Bright Flower Palace. This had caused him to lose a part of his battle strength and his defensive ability. Father, please calm down. Zhao Yang knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. His voice was soft. He knew that he had caused a disaster this time. The Bright Flower Palace had been lost in his hands. Bastard, you only know how to think with your lower body. Do you know who you have offended? Among them was Misty Battle Emperor's clone. Tell me, do you not deserve to die? Zhao Shang kicked Zhao Yang again. Your Majesty, please calm down. What we need to consider now is how to deal with the aftermath. Zhao Muyu, who was standing on the side, said, This is a crisis for our Bright Flower Dynasty. My clone has fallen and my protective treasure has been lost. If Misty Dynasty attacks, we can't stop them. Of course, we couldn't in the past, but Misty Dynasty didn't have a suitable reason to attack. But now they do. Plus, we can't stop them even without Lin Piaomiao's help. Zhao Shang said angrily. We did lose a lot, but Lin Piaomiao won't care about this. She will only settle the score with us. We schemed against her entering evil Punisher land. Zhao Muyu said. We can only endure and use compensation to appease Lin Piaomiao's anger. Sigh. We have lost a rare opportunity to turn the situation around. Zhao Shang sighed. The situation was not good, so he had to compromise. That's the only way. Zhao Muyu also felt humiliated. But he knew that it was Bright Flower Dynasty that provoked Misty Dynasty first. Men, lock this bastard up. If Misty Battle Emperor's anger can't be appeased, then drag this bastard out and punish him in front of Misty Battle Emperor. He really doesn't know what's good for him to have designs on Misty Battle Emperor. Zhao Shang was very angry. If Zhao Yang left the team alone, he would have a chance to find Gu Ai after he came out. Zhao Yang was locked up by the guards of Bright Flower Palace. Zhao Shang was still thinking about how to exchange for his protective treasure, Bright Flower Palace. He didn't expect that Bright Flower Palace wasn't in Lin Piaomiao's hands. Instead, it was owned by Datura. Great Elder. Send someone to investigate. The man and woman beside Lin Piaomiao are both half-step emperors. They should be very close to Lin Piaomiao. Otherwise, the three of them wouldn't be together. They can't tolerate Zhao Yang's team. Zhao Shang said to Zhao Muyu. Then I will arrange it immediately. Find out their background. Zhao Muyu nodded. If Lin Piaomiao doesn't give up, then we can only make a move on the man and woman here to make Lin Piaomiao hesitate. That way, Bright Flower Dynasty can avoid a disaster. Also, I have to go to Celestial Sect to make some preparations. Zhao Shang said. Chapter 1649. In the Celestial Realm, there weren't many Emperor Realm experts, but there were still some. Some Emperor Realm cultivators would form factions, but they would only be second-rate factions. Factions led by Emperor Realm experts were first-rate factions, while factions led by Battle Emperors were top-rate factions. If a region had a top-rate faction, then the other first-rate and second-rate factions would have to bow their heads and wouldn't dare to act recklessly. The region that Knight Sorrow was in was called the Ethereal Region in the Celestial Realm. It was led by the Ethereal Empire, but there were more first-rate and second-rate factions. It was mainly because the Ethereal Empire didn't engage in many external battles. The alliance of peak Emperor Realm experts could also exert pressure on an Emperor Realm expert. They might not be an Emperor Realm expert's match, but in a power struggle, if a top-rate faction fought against two first-rate factions, it could be destroyed, but it would also hurt their vitality. The Celestial Sect was outstanding among the first-rate factions because they had more than one Emperor Realm expert and two peak Emperor Realm experts. The last time they had a conflict with the Ethereal Dynasty, the Celestial Sect lost two of their Emperor-level elders. The Ethereal Dynasty didn't carry out a large-scale extermination because they would also suffer losses if they carried out a war of extermination. Zhao Shang came to the Celestial Sect to find an ally. In the Ethereal Empire's region, the most suitable ally for the Zhaohua Empire was the Celestial Sect. The Celestial Sect had two peak Emperor Realm experts and puppets that could increase their battle strength. Anyone would have scruples. If an Emperor Realm expert used an Emperor Realm puppet, it would be a tyrannical existence among the Emperor Realm experts. It could even protect itself in front of an Emperor Realm expert. Of course, it also depended on the level of the Emperor Realm expert. Zhao Shang found Ling Daoxiu. Ling Daoxiu was the Celestial Sect's sect master with the title of Daoxiu Emperor. Zhao Shang expressed that he was willing to become an ally with the Celestial Sect. If the Celestial Sect was in trouble, the Zhaohua Empire would definitely help. If the Zhaohua Empire was being pressured by the Ethereal Empire, he would ask the Celestial Sect to lend a helping hand. Ling Daoxiu agreed and swore a blood oath, establishing a true alliance between the two sides. An alliance wasn't only needed by the Zhaohua Empire, but also by the Celestial Sect. Zhao Shang, who felt a little more at ease, left the Celestial Sect. Although he had formed an alliance with the Celestial Sect, Zhao Shang was still working on the matter of compensation. With an alliance, Zhao Shang didn't dare and wasn't willing to start a war with the Ethereal Emperor dynasty. The Ethereal Battle Emperor was an expert on the Celestial Demon ranking, one of the best among the emperors. Even if 3 emperors worked together, it wouldn't be enough. The only pressure they could bring to the Ethereal Battle Emperor was that if they started a war, the Ethereal Emperor dynasty would be affected. On a personal level, the alliance of the emperors had no effect on the emperors. Within the evil Punisher grounds, Knight Sorrow and the other 2 flew towards the area that Datura had sensed. Along the way, they encountered more and more evil spirits. Knight Sorrow and the other 2 would choose to take action whenever they had a body, as the Fire of Life was a resource. Night Sorrow and Datura didn't need Lin Xian'er to take action. In fact, Datura didn't even need to take action. Night Sorrow dealt with a few evil spirits on his own. Night Sorrow could even kill a 2-star Emperor Realm evil spirit. In terms of combat power, a 2-star Emperor Realm evil spirit might be slightly stronger than a cultivator, but it lacked intelligence. Under the influence of an absolute art, Night Sorrow could kill it. Your husband is amazing. He has such combat power as a half-step emperor. Once he enters the Emperor Realm, his combat power will increase tremendously. He will definitely be able to defeat anyone in the Emperor Realm, Lin Xian'er said to Datura, who was standing beside her and watching the battle. Yi Shang has only been cultivating for a short period of time. Compared to other half-step emperors, he is not even as long as ordinary emperors. However, he has been through battles. He is not a flower in a greenhouse, said Mandela. He is the region lord of your place, the founder of an era. He has indeed experienced much more than ordinary cultivators. Lin Xian'er nodded. At this moment, Night Sorrow was fighting a 1-star Emperor Realm evil spirit. Under the influence of the destructive True Dragon secret art, Night Sorrow attacked alternately with the Void Return to Origin kill and the Void Extreme kill, easily killing this 1-star Emperor Realm evil spirit. Night Sorrow waved his left hand. Energy wrapped around the red fire of life and stored it in a jade bottle. Then, he threw it to Lin Xian'er. Lin Xian'er smiled and threw the jade bottle back to Night Sorrow. You have already given me 3 fire of life of the Emperor Realm evil spirit. It is enough to complete the mission. Take the rest. You will need it to enter the Emperor Realm. That's fine too. Let's kill with all our might first and see how many resources we can obtain. Then we will distribute them. Night Sorrow did not argue and put the jade bottle containing the fire of life into his storage ring. Night Sorrow, we have completed our mission with Sister Xian'er. What's left is to look for opportunities, Datura said. Sister Xian'er, is there any reaction from your array disk? Night Sorrow looked at Lin Xian'er. Right now, the biggest opportunity, or rather the opportunity for Lin Xian'er to fight, was Ghost Wings. Not yet, but there is no rush. If we can find it, then it is an opportunity. If we can't find it, then the opportunity has not arrived. Lin Xian'er said. In fact, she was not in a hurry. The evil Punisher land was under her control and the sealing array was also set up by her. She could come in whenever she wanted. If there was really Ghost Wings in this evil Punisher land, she was not afraid that she would not be able to find him. Night Sorrow nodded and did not say anything. He continued to move forward. If there were any evil spirits, he would kill them. No matter what level they were, as long as they were discovered, they would be completely destroyed. Originally, Night Sorrow was not like this. He only killed high-level evil spirits. It was Lin Xian'er who told him that killing evil spirits would weaken the source power of the evil Punisher land. This would reduce the damage that the evil Punisher land would cause to the Celestial Realm. This would be a merit to the Celestial Realm. More equals W/B fastest %\top. Perhaps help and harm were relative. For the Celestial Realm, it was help, but for the evil Punisher land, it was harm. However, there was good and evil in the heavenly Tao. Good was good. Evil was evil. Killing evil spirits was good, and that was good. With Lin Xian'er's explanation, Night Sorrow did not hesitate to kill evil spirits. He began to kill as soon as he found them. Jade bottles were filled to the brim with flames of life. There were flames floating in the bottles. Flames of life existed in the form of flames. Each flame was a flame of life. Night Sorrow's pill bottles were not very good, so he refined a few bottles with arrays to store the flames of life. Night Sorrow had already filled 3 bottles. Each bottle contained 100 flames of life. There was 1 Emperor-level flame of life. Night Sorrow killed 4 Emperor-level evil spirits. However, he gave Lin Xian'er 3 Emperor-level flames of life. Lin Xian'er was an Emperor-level cultivator and had a mission to obtain 3 Emperor-level flames of life. Night Sorrow, aren't you going to differentiate between the two? Your Aluo is a level 8 flame of life. You can complete the mission with a level 8 flame of life. Lin Xian'er could not help but ask when she saw Night Sorrow fill 60 flames of life and throw them to Datura to complete the mission. No need. We can continue to collect flames of life. Taking out 60 flames of life to complete the mission is no big deal. This opportunity was given by the Misty Dynasty. We should not haggle over such small gains and losses. That would seem petty. Besides, it is Old Man Song who is leading the team. We cannot make things difficult for our friends. Night Sorrow said. You're tuning in to the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.